Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and I welcome you to another Saturday stream, which means that we'll be playing some Murder by Numbers. I hope you're excited. People in chat are being very optimistic about the fact that I will still know how to solve nonogram puzzles. We'll see how that plays out. So it should be relatively easy to recap again. One, because of this game's overall slow pace, and two, because we spent probably a little over half of the last stream doing the optional extra difficult memory puzzles that we unlocked from the first case in order to get a little memory cutscene of Scout's backstory. Scout being our nonogram solving robot friend in Murder by Numbers. So we spent about half the time doing that, and after that we started the second case. We're so early on in the case that we still haven't witnessed a murder. I assume there will be a murder because the game is called Murder by Numbers, but I mean, maybe this award show will just go off without a hitch and we'll get a prize and then we'll go home and get a new job. Although, truthfully, I'm pretty sure the new job that I get at some point in this game is to solve more murders with nonograms. But yeah, so I think to recap where we are in this current ongoing case is we have gone to the site of the award show that our TV show Murder Mystery is nominated for some type of award for, and the host Dick Stanford was nowhere to be found, much to the dismay of our protagonist Honor's mother. So she was running around looking for Dick, as you do. Eventually we found him backstage, which is, you know, where you'd probably expect to find him, to be honest with you. And he treated us like the help, which is to say he insinuated that we were garbage lesser than him people, and yelled about a bow tie because we solved a nonogram about one. In theory, it didn't really look like it. As I recall, that one looked like Mickey Mouse with an ear bit off. And that's like pretty close to where we left off. We did encounter Honor's ex-husband Ryan, who has discount Gilbert Gottfried impression voice, which chat seemed to like, but I imagine is just deeply unpleasant to listen to, frankly. And other than that, let me just start up the game, and we'll get to it, because there's nonograms to be solved. I hope everybody is doing well today, and I hope that this doesn't crash or something weird. Come on, pick up the window. You know you want to. You know you want to work correctly. Alright, I don't know why clicking that fixed it. I shouldn't have done that. Here we are. And also, I think I missed your comment before, Neko, but thank you. The shirt is cute. It's Wally and Eve holding hands, which is one of my favorite things that exists. It's the cutest. I love Robot Friends, very good. So let's load the one I want. I have an autosave backstage, and then I have a regular save backstage, and they have the same timestamp. Okay, so I think the precise moment we left off was like we found a bow tie on the ground, which is probably evidence of something later. And Dick Stanford was mad about it, and he stormed off. And now, gosh, what's her name? Honor's mom? I want to say it's like Sylvia. That might be wrong, but like she's obsessed with Dick Stanford, of course, and. I assume that he just sort of like stormed off, and now we're here, and I guess we could ask questions or like use the map to do something probably completely pointless. Let's ask a question. Boop. Sharon. It was an S name. I got exactly that much. It's true, it is fitting because Scout. Robot friends. I hope that we meet a friend for Scout to hold hands with. Mom, are you okay? What? Of course I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be? Dick was pretty rude. I know you're a big fan of dicks. Possessive, not plural. But you have to admit he was pretty rude. It was just the stress. I'm sure he's not normally like that. He loves his fans, especially me. I'm not surprised he's a little on edge after he was all but forced into retirement. Imagine if your show was taken away from you. So, the theme of this weekend is bad moms, huh? Yesterday we were playing AI the Somnium Files, and we were on a route where we were getting some backstory on one of the characters' mothers who, not to put too fine a point on it, was an actual monster in human disguise. Cool. Very sensitive. Oh, that's right, we haven't told her yet. I thought she was just being rude, because honestly, this character has been kind of rude so far. If you ask me, Mr. Stanford has every reason to be upset. They made him retire just to replace him with that idiot Bobby Price, all because he isn't young or, what's that word? Radical? Totally tubular to the max? Back in my day, radical meant some kind of hippie. I thought you didn't like award shows. I'm surprised you wanted to come tonight. I thought you didn't like award shows. Well, no, but she likes Dick. Stanford. It's true, the world would definitely be a better place if all the moms were like my mom, JM Plus, in chat. Now, I don't like award shows. Why would I want to see a bunch of overpaid nobodies getting awards for just standing around on camera? See, that one there's no excuse for. She knows what we do for a living. Case in point, Sharon also kind of sucks. Thank you. Thanks for that. No, give me that look. You know how I feel about modern television. All style, no substance. What about Dick Stanford? He works in TV and you're his biggest fan. By volume, of course. That's completely different. He's got style. He's got flair. He's got a nice derriere. Class! That's what sets Dick Stanford apart from the rest. That's why I love Dick. He's a dying breed, Honor. When you said he was going to be here, I knew I had to come and support Dick. Him? What about me? My show's up for an award too, you know. Visible sigh. Why do you always have to make everything about you, including this award show I'd only be at because you're award, etc.? Did you know that Ryan's here? I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that this is one of those situations where Honor's mom likes our ex more than she likes us. One of those super chill situations. Let's see if my prediction is correct. Did you know Ryan's here? He's the last person I want to talk to right now. You're bound to bump into him occasionally. He's got good connections. I always said he had a head for business. You don't find a man like him every day. I'm not far off. I can still be proven correct about this. Thank God for that. Just try and be civil. It's not his fault you decided to leave him. I mean, we definitely don't have enough information to know whether that's true. Present evidence. Oh my gosh, look at this. Bow tie. Could this clip-on bow tie be a useful clue? Probably not. Spelled with a K. Just in case you're only listening, it's a pun. Apparently I have to show her one of these things, because I don't think I can just, like, navigate back to the main area. What about this flyer? No. Locket? Thanks again for the locket, Mom. Your father was a good man. You need things to remember him by. I don't trust you to remember things normally. Sharon? No, what? Now I can't. Hello? Bueller? Oh. Wait, what? Literally what? Okay, I must have to... Oh, I can go back to main hall. When I saw the two things, I thought it was go somewhere else. Because it's like a world map. They did not incorporate this mechanic super cleanly. They introduced it super late in the first case, and like they don't make it seem like it's like an important part of the game, and like all of a sudden you have to I don't know. For some reason it does stick in my head I can do that, or when I should do that, whatever. Don't worry about it. Where have you been? They're about to start. I wouldn't want you to miss anything when I get called up to collect Best Actress. When? Did you even watch this season? I killed it. There's no way I'm not taking home that trophy. Will you keep quiet? Dick is about to come on, and you know how I feel about Dick. Yeah, Becky. Yes, ma'am. Womp womp. Whoever created this game, by the way, like, really loves to, like, sad trombone style, like, womp womp. It's basically, like, 30% of everyone's reactions to everything in this game. Didn't we just give Dick a creepy guide voice? The creepy... I think someone wanted it to be, like, a creepy lady voice, so it was, like, a little more high-pitched or something. Welcome, everybody, to the 21st Annual Starshine Awards. I'm Dick Stanford. And I'm Kathleen Cartwright. Applause, 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 applause. I've got to tell you, Dick, it's so good to be back on stage with you tonight. Thank you, Kathleen. Well, isn't this a wonderful reunion? I always said we made a great TM. That's how you pronounce that, right? Now, before we begin with the awards, I want to say how grateful I am to all of you out there who have supported me since my retirement. My fans mean everything to me. I may not have my show anymore, but I have your support, and I'm always watching you. Let me tell the world tonight, Dick Stanford is not technically dead yet. Medically, I am considered alive for at least the next 15 minutes. They have to test me regularly. I'm something of a walking corpse. Applause. Applause. Yeah. Thank you. Now, on to the awards, and we begin with Best Actress. That isn't how these things ever work, but sure, fine. These lovely young ladies have graced our screens this year with their beauty and poise. I believe I have that pronunciation correct. And some of them managed to remember their lines too. Ha 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 ha, please laugh. Yes, the Starshine Committee has nominated some very talented actresses this year. Very true. The competition was fierce, but there can only be one winner, and there was one name in particular we just couldn't ignore. Now, my lovely assistant Kathleen here will do the honors and open up the golden envelope. The winner is Sarah O'Hara for Oklahoma Dreaming. Please clap. Everyone please clap. What? Like, OMG! Big round of applause for Sarah, everyone. What a champ. I'm so happy for her, and I'm definitely not sarcastic at all. Becky, people are staring. Let them stare. This is a travesty. What's gotten into you, girl? Keep your voice down. You're going to upset my precious Dick! I'm sick of keeping my voice down. I love how, like, horrified Scout is, even though he doesn't understand, like, social norm. Oh, okay, we're doing this now. These awards are a joke. I've worked my butt off for 4 years, and what do I have to show for it? I thought this would finally be my year, but no. Sarah O'Freaking-Hara? Are you kidding me? Well, guess what? You're all dead to me. This feels like a very measured and reasonable response. Wouldn't you agree? And we're off. I guess it's... Oh, Gillicky Willikers. Nope, not reading that. Men, all people, don't say stuff like that. Don't do it. We have a better... We know that it's... He's called Dick for a reason. Maybe multiple. Boy, Becky just made Sally Field look reserved. You hate me. You really hate me. Tough crowd. I'd better go after her. No one else is going to take accountability for that damaged person. So, Miss Rahi. So, enjoying your evening so far? That's a no then. All right. Yeah, Nika was saying she doesn't recognize the accent used for Becky What's Her Face. It's often referred to as Valley Girl. It's very commonly accepted in the United States in the 80s, but I am pretty sure that didn't make it very far outside the country. But hopefully it stands on its own as ludicrous. It's no good. She's locked herself in the public restroom. It's very normal, and that won't cause any problems at all. I think she dropped something on her way out. Let me take a look using nonograms. I was gonna say, it's been a really long time since we did a nonogram. Okay. Oof. Okay. 4, 2. That's gotta be enough, right? 2, 4... 2? Yeah, that fills up. That fills up a 10. That's a 10. Okay, so where does that put us? Not like a lot of places. What I can do... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like, this can't be it. I can rule out exactly that space over here. I'm not going on there. Yeah, probably gonna need that good luck here. Okay, wait. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Ooh. A lot of these are, like, really shy of me being able to just, like, plug stuff in. Which is unfortunate. This looks actually pretty hard. Starting off with, like a 10 by 10 seemed like a good sign, but I don't. All right, I think it's already time for some purple, right? So like 1, 2. No, not this one. 1, 2 space 1. No, that can't be it, right? Ooh, is that enough information to work with? Hold on. Since I can't, like, 1, 2 space 1, and there's, like, very little margin for error here, I think I can conclude that this space is supposed to be empty, so then it's 2 space 1 space 1 space 2. Yeah, since it can't be the other one, it should have to be that, right? Because the only other iteration... Yeah, because, I mean, if we count from the bottom, like, it has to have this much space. This can't be part of the 2 group. I guess... So, I guess the thing is that I don't technically know... I think the 2 can extend either to the top or to, like, the bottom, or to, like, this space. Let's do this the manual way instead of, like, actually guessing. So, like... I think this bottom part... Actually, maybe that's the way to treat it. I think the bottom part has to function like this. Because in order for this to be part of the 1... Like, it can't be the 2 because there just wouldn't be enough space to fit everything otherwise and keep the individual groupings. So then, like, just counting this as the second 1 there, then, like, there has to be a space, and then if we just put in the next one, it has to be filled in space, too. So I think we can conclude that, like, this bottom part has to be filled in as such. Which also means that this is blank, but the 2 could, as I was stating before, be there. But I guess technically, since there's only 3 spaces there, that one has to be filled in. So I think that's all correct. 3, 1. So, because I can't fit a whole 3 and then a space, this filled in space here has to be part of the group of 3. So what that means is this can't be part of it. And I think that's probably actually as much as I could deduce there for the moment. This is interesting. Now that we have something filled in at the bottom here, we know that the 4 can reach, like, all the way to the left, or it could reach to here. But these spots have to be blank. Which doesn't do a lot for us, but it does something. 5, I got nothing. I mean, this could definitely be part of the 2 or the 1. So I don't really have a lot to go on for this row here. I don't have much here either. 1 space. Space. Alright, so we can conclude because there's not enough space for this to mesh with what we're looking at down here. Basically, I'm assuming that my deduction here is correct. And that being the case, there isn't enough space for there to be a blank followed by 4 filled in spaces, which means that this has to be part of the group of 4 in this column that has a group of 1 and a group of 4. So that means that 1, 2, 3, this also should be blank. I guess since there's no way for there to be 5 consecutive spaces here, we could conclude that all of these have to be blank, which then means that we've got some overlap here. And since it's only 6 spaces, it should be like 4 spaces of overlap, and like one of the others is filled in. Which in turn should mean that, like, that's the continuous group of 4. So the 1 is in one of these spaces above there, but that should be correct. Since this row has only a group of 1 and 3, and we've determined that this space isn't part of the group of 3, that means this definitely has to be by itself here. Which, by similar logic to what we deduced here about the group of 5, means that, like, this can't be part of the group of 5. Which means that it's like the same exact situation, huh? Because it's 6 spaces. So in theory, yeah, I think this is like transitive, meaning that because this 5 can't extend down here, there's also no way that this could extend over there. So that has to fill in over to this point. We got a row done. We got ourselves a row done. Look at that. That's fancy. Doesn't do as much as I would like towards concluding these several groups of 1. It's 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's not it. That isn't it. Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, this is closed off. This is closed off. Because we know that this has to be the furthest right group in each of these cases. Unfortunately, that's only 1 in each of those cases, but it's still something. That does tell us that this is part of the group of 2 for this row, which means that, like, these are blank, and these are blank, because it can only extend 1 space in either direction. Which also tells us that this is filled in for this column. We know now that this can't be part of the group of 4, which means that we've got ourselves some overlap here. Fill into either one of those spaces, and then the 1 is somewhere down here. Oh, look at this. So this row here only has like 2 spaces, and we've already filled those in. So that means everything else is blank, which in turn means this has to be filled in here, which now means that we know what the end point of that group of 5 is, so everything else up here is also blank. I don't think we know for sure what's going on here yet. Well, it seems likely that this is filled in to be part of the group of 2, and then the group of 1's down here somewhere. Which would mean... Oh, wait, look at this. This has to be the group of 3, right? Because the endpoint is here, we have a space confirmed here. So, like, that has to be the group of 3, and then everything else is blank. This also is done being filled in. That only has 2 individual ones. 3, 1, 1. No, we can't quite fill those in yet reliably. We're missing one of these 2 should be filled in, probably. And this, I think, would be the group of 2, but let's not worry about that just yet. We can say, though, that this is where that 2 goes. Doesn't immediately do anything, I don't think. I think we can conclude that... like, this can't be filled in. No, that's not right. Not this one. But this one. It can still stretch to either of those directions. Which, is that enough to work with? Because, like, this also has to be separated by itself. And we need 4 ones? So 1, 2, 3... No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. It could be either one of those in theory still, I think. And we know that, like, because there's only a single group of 2 in this row, it can only be one of those 2 spaces that gets filled in. Which means... Oh, we only have groups of 1 here. But it still doesn't quite rule that out, right? Because we already have 3, and we need 1 more and 2 spaces that I think are technically valid for that to be. The overlap for this should extend to here. Which... This has to be the group of 2 then, right? Because there's no way to, like... There's no way to fit another group of 2 above it. So that has to be filled in, and then blank. Which means that's filled in there. Which means that should be blank because the column only has a group of 1 there. Oh, that's actually really interesting. So now if we look at this column, right, we have a 1, and a 2. This 2 can only go up or down from here, which means this space can't be filled in, which means that the 4 have to be exactly these 4. But we know because of this column that this has to be an individual group of 1, which in turn means that this has to be where the group of 2 goes, and then if we close that off, that means that's the group of 3. So what am I missing here? Nothing bigger than a group of 2, which means these have to be filled in. It's purple and beige! Torn up speech. I guess it's individual fragments of paper that have been coated in grape jelly, is my guess. Points. I gotta tell you, as a longtime fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, it's always really satisfying to hear a little chime and the numbers change really rapidly. I'm a child.
Thank you, everyone. I can't tell you how good it feels to finally receive the award for Best Actress. Mom, Dad, if you're watching, I told you I could do it, and I hate both of you.
This must have been Becky's acceptance speech, but her parents didn't even turn up. Somehow that makes them even worse than... not Sylvia. What's her actual name? Why is it so hard for me? She must be heartbroken. Oh, this is the guy who's replacing Dick. Hey, what does Bobby Price sound like? And keep in mind, I can't guarantee I can do whatever you say. Somehow I wasn't expecting to meet Bobby Price, and in hindsight, I feel foolish about that. Yes, it's another. He's part of the Illuminati. He has a 5-letter name. This game likes them very much. I wonder what percentage of all common names contain exactly 5 letters, because it feels like a lot. All right, I have an idea. That guy says, "I want Dick back." Dick is only 4 letters, not 5. Fair, which means he's not part of the Illuminati. He's just bad. I'm gonna try and do like sultry, like radio guy kind of voice. Crazy night, huh? I'm Bobby Price. Sounds familiar. Have we met? Not until now. Hey, aren't you that girl from the news? The one that solved a murder? I'm actually kind of impressed that he knows that, to be honest. And this must be your little robot dude. That's dope. It's pretty dope.
No, I am Scout.
Bobby Price, what are you doing here? Oh, that's how I know your name. You ought to be ashamed to be in the same building as Dick Stanford. You stole his whole show. What are you talking about? I didn't steal anything. Can't you people leave me alone? You think you're so cool with your clothes and your hair? Everyone should be naked like my beloved Dick. Dick show went to crap when you took over. You threw out everything the fans loved. The only thing you idiots kept was the title, and if you ask me, you should have changed that too. Back talk? More like crap talk. Very good. Very good. A+. They both reacted to that. Nani? Crap talk? Mom? I should get out of here. I think the show's about to start again. But, Honor, we should talk sometime. I'd love to have you on for an interview. Thanks, I'll think about it. You'll do no such thing. He only wants to boost his ratings before he gets cancelled. Dick's got you all brainwashed. I swear, the next time I see him, I'll definitely do a murder. All right, I'm gonna scoot. See, what did I tell you? Network TV is full of idiots. Idiots, even. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award. Please clap. Everyone, please clap. Chat, please clap. I need this. I really need this. I don't remember what it was, but I've heard someone recount some sort of, like, story like that, where they were, like, doing a public speech and they were just like, please clap. Please just do it. There aren't many as well-loved in television as tonight's winner. And while he may have retired, I'm sure we'll be talking about him for years to come. I'm pleased to be able to give this award and these lovely flowers to my old co-star, Dick Stanford. Why are we... Hello? Internet? What are you doing? Internet took a dip. I don't know if that was Twitch or what, but we should be back. Have no fear, people experiencing the lag of chat. It should be fine again. I don't know what that was. Oh, and I clicked the wrong thing. Everything's a disaster now. Oh, please clap. Sniff. He said sniff. I know it's supposed to be stage direction, but he's a weirdo, so he said it. These flowers smell incredible. You know how much I love clematis. Can you say that on television? Hey, can you say clematis on television? That seems rude. Thank you, everyone. I've spent over 20 years on television, so I learned a little something about what makes a successful show, and sorry, it's warm up here. I never thought I'd be on a show. Big blue watery... Is he just gonna drop dead? Sorry about this, folks. Dick, are you okay? Have you been drinking? What? No, I don't, It's so hot in here. So hot for real. And all these people staring at Dick. They're waiting to hear from you, Dick. Why don't you tell them about our show? Our show? You mean my show? No, not mine anymore. Now it's his. What are you talking about? Perhaps you'd better go and lie down. Bobby Price, that sniveling little... They gave him my show. 20 years and I'm tossed out like salad. What? What are you all staring at? Were you saying boo or boo earns? You think I'm all crazy, don't you? Well, let me tell you something. I don't feel so good. I don't know what to say. I'm very sorry that you all had to see that. I'm sure he'll be better once he's slept it off. The beauty of live television. This is a real oyster carnival. This isn't going well. Dino says you can say clematis as long as it's biologically relevant. That's probably technically true. Poor Dick, he looked terrible. What an ugly Dick. Oh, we always have to pick the worst option, right? Because these aren't questions. We're not going to do all of them. So he looked drunk. What do you think was wrong with him? He's going to have quite the hangover tomorrow. Those are all very similar. I feel like my favorite here is what do you think's wrong with him? Because it's a little more open-ended. What do you think was wrong with him? You mean besides being a terrible human being? Poor man's obviously having some kind of nervous breakdown. I'm going to go check on him if no one else will. Gotta go see that Dick. Gotta admire her dedication. I don't get it. We met Dick backstage and he sucked. At least he was living up to his name. But Mom refuses to accept it. She's acting like nothing even happened. If you believe something for long enough, sometimes you don't want to see the truth, especially if it hurts. Maybe you were right. Looks like the show's finishing up. So, let me get... So I just want to get this straight. So, the show consisted of... We gave an award for Best Actress and then a Lifetime Achievement Award. And in both cases, something, like, radically terrible happened. And then we're just like, you know what? I think we're done with this award show. We already had someone make a scene on live television, and then someone behave as though inebriated in some fashion, and then stagger off stage, and, like, we're done with it. We're just done. Why bother inviting all of us here if we weren't going to win anything? As if you had anything better to do on a Tuesday night. Touché, although there's drag bingo at a club not far from here. He really likes... Does Casey only frequent establishments that are run by, like, drag kings and queens? Is that... I mean, like, that's fine. It's just... So far, the only places he's talked about going outside of, like, work, and this work function, more or less, are, like, drag places. Which is... I mean, it's just a choice. It's just a strong, bold choice. We could go tonight. Assuming there's no murders with your mother. Good point. Actually, no, scratch that. Let's not solve a murder. Let's just take Sharon to drag bingo. That sounds like a much better chapter of this video game. That about wraps everything up on yet another wonderful evening. I'm told I'm contractually obligated to be positive, even though, gosh darn, it's been real bad. On behalf of the Starshine Committee, I've been interrupted yet again. Stop everything! Dick Stanford is dead! There's a really short, contained boo? Episode 2. Fallen Star. We did it! We found the murder, everyone! I don't know why the applause is a thing now. Don't worry about it. It's just, it's the award show. It's rubbing off on me. Unfortunately, so is Dick. What? Dick's dead? Are you sure? No, of course I'm sure. I know a dead body when I see one. I'm an assassin with an untold head count. I'll call the police. Mom? I went backstage. His door was open and he was... Sharon, did you see who it was? Where did they go? Leave her alone, Ryan. She's in shock. What are you, a paramedic? I'm just trying to help. Oh, you want to help? Go get her a glass of water. Come on, Mom. You should sit down. He was just lying there, staring up at the ceiling. But not really, because he's dead now, and so he's not looking. His eyes are just facing that way. You don't want my help? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a tragedy here tonight. But we're lucky enough to have a famous detective in the house, Honor Mizrahi. Please clap. What are you doing? No need to be modest, Honor. We've all read about how you solved the murder of Blake Patterson. Honor, what's he talking about? I don't have any interest in your life, and I know nothing about it. Oh, I'm sorry. It seems we haven't all read about it. Didn't you know your daughter is a hotshot detective now, Miss Mizrahi? Ryan, stop. Stop it. It's not true. I'm sure Honor will be only too happy to kick off tonight's investigation, because that's definitely how these things work. How about we give her a big hand? Seriously, please clap. Why? Genuinely, why? Why at all, why? You'd better get to the crime scene, Honor. You don't want to be late yet again. New location, crime scene. Who's looking forward to some no-no-grams? Why even start me on the screen where there's no one to question and nothing to investigate? Oh dear. Well, he wasn't looking up at the ceiling now, was he? I assume that's weird lighting, but it kind of looks like he has like a nicotine patch on his neck or something. He's really dead. I don't know why I would expect my mom to lie about that. Don't think you could just walk away from me, Honor Mizrahi. What's going on? Is it true what Ryan said? Someone died and you've been acting like some kind of detective? Why didn't they call an ambulance first? Because it's the Ryan show. We start the investigation with someone who's unqualified to do it because she happens to have a floating VCR friend. And then we just hope everything turns out for the best. Let's see, it was one time, I'm still figuring things out, where I've acted like a detective for years. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of like it was just one time. It's just like a dare. It was going through an experimental phase. No, I don't want to hear it. What are you thinking? It was bad enough you gave up your degree to become some low-rent TV actress, but now this? If your father was here, Mom, Dick Stanford is dead. You gonna help or not? Maybe I should go and put Dick's flowers in some water. They're starting to wilt already. Ladies and gentle friends, I think we have our first clue. He started acting weird after he was handed some flowers that are conspicuously immediately dead. That's weird. That's a weird thing. Also, I'd like to take this moment to note that never have I missed Maya Fey more than I have in this exact moment. Sharon is definitely not an equivalent companion. Mom, wait,
Kind of early to be collecting flowers for the funeral, isn't it? Don't you have someplace else to be? I'm just here to watch the great detective at work.
I'm not a detective. I just used to play one on TV. Stay out of my way, okay?
Gee, it's almost as though when we got a divorce, you didn't want to spend time with me anymore afterwards.
Well, we're definitely gonna do some nonograms, for sure. For sure, nonograms. The scan mechanic is just absolute dumpster pie. It's just unnecessary. Alright. What do we got? What do we got going? So we can start with this one. This is nice and easy, right? Because we got overlap of 6, because it could be 2 in either direction or some combination therein. If we look at, hang on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this should be a whole row done, right? Space 1, space 2, space 2. Cool. Does that do anything for us? Well, this pretty much has to be a group of 1 here, right? Because the group of 2 is the first one. There's no way that all 4 of these in separations fit down here, so we could... Oh, that space blanked. Likewise here, this should probably be part of a group of 3, yeah? Because it has to go to the bottom. Yeah, that should be that. And that should do some interesting things for these bottom rows that only have 1 group in them. So this 5 can only reach as far over this way, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can reach all the way to this side in theory. But because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces that it could possibly be in, we should have overlap 3. So we should be able to 5 there or 5 that way, but it always has to touch the middle. Don't know if you can hear it. Neighbor's dog is going absolute ham right now. Don't know what's going on there. Again, this should be filled in because it's like the bottom group. So that's cool. And because there's only a group of 3, that means this one should be filled in, which means that this is the group there. Also means that we get to cross off like a bunch of spaces down. Oh, not these ones. Just kidding about these ones. But this works. This is a real thing that I didn't make up. Okay, so... because there's only groups of 2 here, and because they can only extend 1 space out in either direction, there's no way to fit another group of 2 down here, which in turn means that space is empty. Boop-a-doo. Can't quite rule this out. I mean, this is clearly part of the group of 5 here, which means that it could extend down to here, and either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... should go to one of these 2 spaces, which means that like this is a space of overlap. I guess technically that's true either way, and it's just a question of whether it's this bottom one or the one above it that are filled in, but I believe that should be true. Okay, so the way this row looks, we should have a space of overlap here for the group of 2 furthest to the left. And then... I mean, hold on. So the furthest this could reach is like 1, 2, 3, 4, space 1. So that kind of has to be true, right? Because like if I like count forward to this way, there's no space to actually put something in. So it has to be 2, 3, 4, space 1, and then there's a blank here. I don't know if it's to the left or the right, but like this much of the row should be done. That also means that this is a finished group of 2. I can't do any overlap there because it's too big. This has to be part of the group of 1 at the bottom because you couldn't do a group of 2 and then a space and then another one, which means this is blank, which means this gets filled all the way over to here to make 8 for that row. This also should be empty, but that doesn't affect anything. Okay. Okay, well, we got a group of 4 here. It's already pretty much what that's gonna look like. That's cool. So, yeah, I don't really have much going on there yet. 2, 1, 2. That's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think, in theory, having one known X in this row means I should be able to fill this in. Let me test this theory. 1 space 2 space 1 space 2. No, that's not correct. I thought that would... I guess I need to know where 2 spaces are because there's a flex space, and the second one just tells you where to align everything. Oh, we know that this is a group of 2. That's interesting. Because of the column here. Which means that this has to be part of the group of 3, which actually does a bunch of interesting stuff. Because what that means is that's as far over as the 3 can reach, and nothing else can be filled in, which means that's the 4. Which means this is no longer viable. We have some overlap here because this column has 2 groups of 3. We just need to figure out where, like, the top and bottom ones go in these 2 groups of 4 where the 3 spaces can possibly live. Right, that's that, and then so this could be to here. Space. Yeah, I don't quite have enough to fill in the 3, but, like, once we get either where the 1 lives or where the last space of the 3 lives, we should have this whole row. It's a group of 3, so that's closed off. I haven't narrowed this down yet. I need a group of 2 among 3 spaces, so this overlap should count. Which means, since the row has only groups of 1, they should be isolated thusly. Technically, another space could go here or beyond it, so that's about as much as we're getting there for the moment. It doesn't mean this space is empty, because it can't be part of a group of 2, which means that we get overlap here for a group of 2 among 3 spaces. Which, I mean, that, like, all of that is, like, definitely true. 1 space 2. I don't think we could fill in the rest, but I think we can safely say that this is true. We know this is overlap. We know that there has to be a group of 2 here. There's not enough space for, like, that dedicated one to be a group of 1 and then still fit 5 more filled-in spaces with gaps between them. So that also means this is empty, which doesn't immediately do anything. Oh, this row is done, isn't it? Or this column, rather. So we have a 1 and a 3 now. So that means that all of that's blank. Which means that something, this is filled in. Which means that this is blank and this is filled in. Which means this ends that group of 5. Which leaves us 2 possible spaces for the 1 for this column. And also isolates this. It's the group of 3 there. Cool. Ooh, is that enough spaces? So we've got 1, blank, 2, blank, 1. Yeah, we should be able to fill in the rest of this row now that we have so many X's filled in. Space, 2 with a space, and then the last group of 1. That means this can no longer be part of this column. Based on the look of this column, these have to be filled in. I don't know where the 1 goes, but, like, it has to be a group of 2. I've eliminated too many other things. Which means that that's the 1 for that column. Which means this is now blank. This appears to be done. This has to be filled in. which means that has to be blank, which means that has to be filled in, which means this has to be blank. Filling this yet? Double space, 1 space 2. Yeah, I should be able to do that. That's blank, that's filled in. It's a handprint! That actually looks like a thing! It looks like a thing! I can guess what it is just by the outline. It's a handprint. That's very exciting for me. Because most of them look like Ditto's parents fight. And you just get tired of looking at that after a while.
Honor, look at this. There are headprints on Dick's neck.
Alright, I'm not going to comment on that one. He was strangled.
Strangulation. Death by external obstruction of the windpipe, stopping flow of air to the lungs. Air is important because it contains oxygen, which the brain requires to function. Perhaps it is analogous to my primary bus being obstructed.
I too am glad that it was not your parents fighting for once, Ditto. This game is like really just like having a go at you, and I don't know why. It's just really rude. Maybe, frankly, I don't know what your bus does. I can't believe we're really doing this.
You can't, but you know I'm good at finding things.
That guy says, I'm back to hear someone strangling Dick. I know, I didn't write this. Not just that, everything. We're doing detective work again. How did that happen? I thought we were done when we solved Blake's murder. That was just a one-off thing, wasn't it? I thought I was just going through an experimental phase, as alluded to earlier.
We may not have been looking for a mystery to solve, but a mystery has found us. And besides, we still have the matter of my memory loss to solve. Unless you think we should stop.
Stop and miss all the fun. We might be able to crack this case before the cops even get here.
Do you really think so?
With you to help me? Why not? Besides, it would really annoy Ryan if we did. And I really hate that guy. This is why I divorced him. So I guess that means we're partners again. To be clear, doesn't this robot live with us? And, like, hang out with us at all times, including at this function where we did not necessarily expect a murder to happen? I feel like we're basically always already partners, aren't we? Is that just me? Do I have a different definition?
Just like in the movies. I like movie films for humans.
Here's looking at you, Scout. More puzzles. More of them. God, this scan is just... Here's what, like, truly bothers me about the scan that I don't think I've, like, specifically talked about. So, I feel like my natural inclination is for the like, circle bit in the middle to, like, map to my mouse cursor so that I'm, like, looking at the center of the thing. But it's not. It isn't that at all. And it's, like, really annoying to my brain. My brain does not like it. It's the actual... It's curtains. It's going to be... Oh, good grief. Okay, well, we're going to be here a minute. On the bright side, 15 of them. Okay. Alright, here's an interesting thing. So, like... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like the lowest point. So we should have overlap of 5 there. That looks right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could either be 7 up this way, or reaching down to the bottom. But that one's blank. I know that these aren't super important, but I still feel like I need to fill them in where I can, especially when the puzzles get really hard, or harder. I don't think I've necessarily had a really hard one. They've just felt harder to me. But, like, it just feels like it is good to make note of that when I actually understand what's going on. Let me just casually fill in this, like, 2 groups of 1 in a row of 15 with no other clues. Alright, so 10, 11, that's not going to do a ton. I think we're going to have to do some purple overlap. And I don't think I'm going to like it. So hang on. That's 9, 10, or 11. That's probably enough. I still haven't figured out the most ideal way to do this. I'm going to try something here, though. So let's assume, like, 1, 2, 3, space, like, 4, 5... No, sorry. Space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, space. Yeah, but then, like, the 1 could be anywhere. I'm not sure I actually have enough... I mean, I guess the way to check that would be, like, so if I hypothetically put the 1 here and then space, it would be like... No, I don't think this works. There's too many gaps, right? Like, with 4 gaps, I could, like, really... Yeah, I'll leave that alone for a minute. I think I need more information. Like, I should be close to narrowing that down, but I don't think that's enough. I feel like I should be able to do something with 2 space 9. Mostly just because the 9's like a much larger group. Alright, so hang on. That means that there's like 3 blank spaces. So let me try doing it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is as far to the right as the group of 9 can go. Meanwhile, it could also be like 1, 2, space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, space. I want to say that that means that all of those should technically be part of the 9. So I think they overlap whether it reaches all the way to the right and fills these 3 spaces, or fills as far possible to the left. That should be correct. That should be correct. Okay, so that would then mean that if it reaches 1 further down, that should not be eligible. Not that that's super helpful. Not a lot to go. 3, 1, 5. Bunch of 1, 4s. Now we could do stuff with these far left columns that might help. So the 3 can reach to the bottom, or it can reach as far up as this, but nothing above that can be filled in. Similarly, this could reach to the bottom up to this point, or it could reach 1, 2, 3, 4. But it can't reach anything above that. Also, I think we can declare that. I think this is overlap? Because this is a known quantity, and whether it reaches to the bottom or whether it reaches higher than that, that space should have to be filled in. Which is helpful. Because it limits where the group of 2 can be. Does that help enough? Then we could either, like, space, 2, space, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, space 1. Or like 1, space, 1. So I think, like, it's not quite right. It's not quite right. Still haven't gotten the hang of this, man. It's a pretty tricky abstract concept. It's like close to right, though. I think the way it works is you have to calculate the furthest possible in either extent and eliminate anything that doesn't overlap both of those, which sounds more obvious than it is to compute. So let's say we'll do the far right first. 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Furthest right would be like 1, 2, space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think these are correct overlap as well. Wish I was confident enough to fill them in black, but I think that's true. What can I do with that information? I wish I could do something on, like, the bottom row. That'd be super helpful. I do the 6. Enough information to try doing the 6 group in this the same way. 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually a little interesting. Because I think that tells us that there should be an additional space here. I think that tells us that, like... I think that means this is definitely empty? No, not necessarily the far one. It could just be a bigger gap between them. Right, I can't undo that if I'm on purple. But so, like... 1, 2, 3, space... 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6... Is that right? I think that's right. So the furthest left is 1, 2, 3, space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the furthest right is like 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, technically, it should count even one further over, I believe? Because there's no actual... Like, we know that this is a confirmed filled-in space, and technically the furthest to the right doesn't reach that far, so... With that in mind... Space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I'm pretty sure that's true. Which would mean that... This would be the group of 3... for this column, which would then mean that this has to be filled in. Then the 1 is somewhere up there. Also means that, like, this is a group of 4, this is a group of 4. This is a group of 5. That doesn't help super much, but, like, no, that one doesn't help either. It's this. Okay, that's not nothing. Even, like, 1 blank space here. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, in theory, if all of my deductions so far are correct, that should mean that the group of 9 has to reach all the way out here, and that the 2 is somewhere over here. Which would also mean that this is the finished group of 2 for this column. Which means something about something. I think that... Does that technically mean that that space would have to be filled in? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 space. 1, 2. Not quite. It does not mean. Just not quite. So, something that we know. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you definitely couldn't fit both 4s here. We know that there's a space here that's filled in, which means that it can reach, like, either all the way here, and then, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, or it can reach 1 further over, which means that these should both be blank, and those should be filled in. We also know that both of those should have groups of 1 at the bottom, which means that this should be filled in overlap space for the group of 2 for this row, which would also mean that this 4 reaches down that far, and then it's done, which should then mean that these 3 are the group of 3, because this can't be part of the group of 3, obviously. Which I feel like should mean something useful to me, but I may not be smart enough for that yet. And we do know that since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that there should be overlap for this other group of 4, and 1 is filled in on either side. Reasonably likely it'd be this one, but I don't think that's true. Really like your spaghetti. Well, hey, no reason to make any apologies or excuses about being quiet. I know there's not a lot to interact with when I'm just like talking through a lot of hypothetical rounded purple squares, but I am happy to hear that you like your spaghetti. So, in order for these 2 hypothetically filled in spaces to be part of the same group, I would need to have a single group of at least 4 in this column, which I don't have. Which means that this bottom one has to be part of the group of 3, and the top one part of the group of 2. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that knowledge does anything for me. I guess it means that one of these 2 spaces has to be blank, which I think in turn means that this has to be filled in. Because it would have to be like 3 space blank or blank space 3. So this one should be filled in. And then like also just, you know, process of elimination. The group of 2 can't reach any higher than this space, so empty, empty, empty. Which, interestingly enough, I really hope I don't have to restart this one. I haven't fully mastered the purple squares yet, but, like, everything I'm doing practically is based on them. But if that deduction is true, that means this also can't be part of the group of 4, which means all of those should be blank. Oh, actually, here's interesting. There's only 2 groups here. We've already confirmed the group of 1 at the bottom. So that means that this has to be a group of 6. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, alright, that all checks out. That's correct. Since there's only groups of 1 in this row, that would mean that these are blank. Which doesn't actually... Oh, okay. So, this row only has groups of 1 in it. So we can put X's on either side of the filled-in ones, which means that the last filled-in space for this column goes here. Which... guess we already sort of have capped the group of 6. We have an effective overlap of 5, because it can either fill this space in or not. Space. 1 space. 1, 2. Space 1. Now we have, like, this whole thing solved, right? 2. Yeah. So if that's correct, then that means this has to be 6 space. And that means that this is done. And that means that this is done. And that means that these are blank. Which, without any further assistance, means that there's some overlap spaces here. Man, when I fill in these purple squares, I'm either going to feel like a genius or have to start over and feel like a complete idiot. Place your bets now. Actually, maybe we can do that. How do I do... I set up predictions? How to set up predictions? What is this required? I haven't done this in like so long that I don't remember. Do I need to use the dashboard directly? I think I do. I think that's what I'm missing. That's just the wrong button is what that is. It's this one. Manage predictions. Prediction. Submission period. This is gonna take a while. Let's give it 2 minutes. Whatever. Do it. Do the thing. Alright. You literally can place bets with your channel points. Whether you think that we're going to fail or not. Oh, 5 looks weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Can I sort that out? I mean, we know that that has to be wrong, right? So then... I feel like this is... probably correct. But... let's see. These I'm pretty confident in... 2, 1, 1... 7. Do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay. I still feel optimistic that I can solve this with what I have. Okay, so this is hypothetically solved, right? 2 and 9. We got 4 and 4. The second 4 is not solved yet. Not totally certain about this 6, but I feel pretty good about it. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 3 I feel good about. The 2 could extend up there. Or it definitely has to go here, based on what I've done here in theory. Yeah, that looks like that tracks on enough axes that I believe that's true. Okay, so this is a group of 4 that I've confirmed reaches down. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that looks right. I mean, the stuff over here is probably going to be a real nightmare, but we'll cross that bridge when we're ready to burn it. This should be empty. Because that's a 3 and 2... 3, 6. Yeah. So this should be blank, right? 1, 3, 1. Yeah. Yeah. 4, 4, 4, 4. 3. So this is a finished group in theory, and so is this. Technically, this one has some flex to it. And both of these, the first group from the top is just a 1. This should be a 2. So that would mean that we've got overlap of... oh no, because we have the 3s at... we have the 3 at the bottom, so this would be... done. That one would be done. 1, 4, 3. So that's just all the remaining squares, huh? So that's that. This has to be blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So does that work? 1, 2, 2. Okay, hold on. Let's clear some of these rows. So this has a group of 1, 1, and 1, so that would be everything in theory. We've got a group of 3, 1, and 1, so that's everything in theory. Got a group of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, so that's everything in theory. So that's 1 and 2. That's 2 and... Which one of these am I missing? I need a 1 here, which means I would need 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? Yeah. Alright. This is my proposed solution. Now I shall fill in the purple squares. I feel like there needs to be more dramatic music for this. I mean, it looks good in theory. I feel like this is gonna work. But we'll find out in a second. Hey! Look at me. Alright, manage prediction. How do I choose outcome? Success. Complete prediction. Complete. Enjoy your channel points. Woo! Liquor spill. Liquor spill? That looks like a half-eaten eclair. That's definitely half a donut. You can't tell me that's not half a donut. I know what donut is. I'm a donut guy. I'm a donut man who ate the donut fruit and has the power of donuts. Although, now that I'm saying that out loud, I think there's probably literally a One Piece character with donut powers. Or maybe I'm just thinking of Long Ring Island? Anyway, I did it. Points. Yu-Gi-Oh! Serotonin. Detective rank up! A spill? That could suggest some kind of struggle, maybe. I don't know, I'm not a detective. It smells like whiskey.
Whiskey, a fermented grain liquor, pairs well with beef and wild mushrooms. Would you say this smells domestic or imported?
Since when do you know so much about whiskey?
I scanned a copy of Rise and Shine magazine in the lobby earlier. I literally have nothing to do most of the time that I'm not scanning nonograms. Philip Marlowe's fascination with alcohol is finally starting to make sense.
Seems like it was Dick Stanford's fascination, too. He must have been drinking it before he went up for his award. It's actually a good question. How is it possible that you're expected to solve liquor spill? That is essentially, like, straight-up Rorschach test, right? Is, like, the shape that liquid forms when spilled on the floor haphazardly. It's like, that literally could look like anything. I hope you know that. I'm actually really fascinated by the fact that it was unanimous people voting for Genius, as though I would succeed at that challenge, when moments after I put the prediction up, someone, Mr. Generic Name in chat was like, you literally did an entire column wrong. I really thought that was going to make people be like, oh, no, he goofed. He can't do it. Which would have been fair.
That's everything from my quick scan. Should I make a more detailed sweep? Perhaps I should literally sweep the floor.
Not yet. I think we've got enough to suggest what happened here. No, there's a good shout, Mr. Generic Name. I appreciate you.
Ooh, you have a theory already. I can't wait to hear it.
Died of natural causes, definitely. Definitely this one. Committed suicide or was murdered. I mean, he was strangled. Though. I think it is literally impossible for a human to, with their bare hands, strangle themselves to death intentionally. I think your body works in such a way that you can't do that. And that's also, like, just not how natural causes work. So, he got murdered.
Someone must have been waiting for him backstage. The whiskey suggests he was drunk, so he couldn't have put up much of a fight. The killer only had to put his hands around his neck and... I don't know, wait? I don't know how strangling works. Lights out for Dick Stanford.
Scout, was that a quip?
It's a quote from one of your detective novels, but I am working on a routine to make my own. I've got to admit, I'm impressed. No, really. Not bad for someone with no experience or training. Look, I gotta be honest. This guy does suck, but he's also not presently wrong. Who knows? Maybe this time you can catch the killer before he jumps off a 10th floor balcony. Alright, that one was not called for. That one was unreasonable. Bodies in here. Honor, what are you doing here? We're just measuring dick for a coffin. Rude. What do you think? Cherry or mahogany? Is this some kind of joke to you? I thought I made it clear last time. You are not a detective. But we... And as for this toaster of yours... It's got no feelings, no intuition. It undermines the principles of good police work. Don't you at least want to hear what we found? Absolutely not. I got a trained forensics team coming in. They know all about nonograms. I can only hope you two idiots haven't contaminated all the evidence. Now get out of my crime scene. He didn't seem happy to see us. No, but that's not gonna stop us now, right? Right, let's find some more evidence. Beep boop. Alright, let's keep scanning. Like, we're not at the crime scene, he can't get mad, right? Is that how police works? Unclear. It puzzle time again immediately. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So I think we should be able to do 2 space 1 space 5 because that fills literally everything. Three, two, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Not a whole lot to go on yet again. Not shocking at this point. Oh, we do know one thing. So this one has to have a group of 4 toward the bottom. So obviously that's not part of it. This one only has a group of 1. So theoretically that could be filled in. We also know that just because of the placement of that, the 4 has to be in this half of the grid, and the 3 has to be over here, which means that this should be overlap, and these 3 should be overlap, because they're both just 1 space bigger than the number of filled-in spaces they have. So that's kind of neat. That's not nothing. And where it reaches to the bottom, that means that we can close off completed groups, which is part of a balanced breakfast. Also know that this should be overlap between the 3 can either reach all the way to the bottom or it can reach up to here. But this has to be part of the group of 3 because you wouldn't be able to fit 1 and then a group of 3 under it. So that's cool. Still a lot of spaces for the 1 to go, but that's something. We also know that this is a completed group for this row, and that this is filled in, and we have overlap here. So most of that row is done, which is cool. We also can conclude that we got a group of 4, so this can reach up to 1, 2, 3, 4, or it can either be this one or the one above it, which means everything else is crossed out. Also make that a closed group. Can't quite do anything there. Definitely not enough to do anything there. There, I don't think. Actually, here we know that the bottom group is 2. So that has to be filled in, which means that's blank, which means that's filled in, and that's blank. That also means that this is across to there, and this is a space of overlap. That's neat.
So that's the group of 4 there. 1 is still a mystery. Okay, yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, that's above board. This top half of the board's kind of tricky. I must need to just, like, fill in stuff via column. Oh, for example, here we know that this has to be where the group of 3 lives, so that's all crossed out, which is cool. So that's a closed off group, and that has to be a group of 3, which then gets closed off. Oh, and literally every other space in this row has to be filled in. That's interesting that that worked out that way. So this is all crossed out, and the only other group here is 2, so we fill in 1 space, cross out the rest. Space 2. So this has to be closed group. The 1 goes up here. Am I missing something? Can I if I sort out like any like one of these squares, I think all the rest of them get filled in, or close to it at least. Okay, so for this column, based on everything else we've done, that has to be the group of 3, which closes that on both sides, which means that everything else here could be done, which means that this has to be filled in, and this isn't, and this is, and this isn't. So like I said, that fills most of that. That also means that this is filled in, which means that's a closed group of 2, and nothing else in that row exists. This also means that this is a closed group, and that's nothing, and these are filled in, which checks out all those boxes, which is great. That's a closed group, because I'm only looking for groups of 1 there. 1. So this should be a group of 3, blank 1. So it should be a finished row, and then this should be 2 filled in. That was easier than the last one. It's clay! No, that's not a hip flask. There isn't even like an extending top part. At best, that's a square. A hip flask always has like a top part to actually drink out of. This is clay or something. Or like a rock. This might have come out of Charlie Brown's Halloween pillowcase. You got a rock. Delicious points. Feed my ego. Sniff. This smells just like the whiskey we found in Dick's dressing room. Do you think this was his hip flask? If it was, how did it get out here? More puzzles! Puzzles! I really hate that the cursor doesn't map to the cursor. That's just insane to me. It's clearly... Hello? Oh. Really small hitbox for that one. Ooh. This looks like a lot. That's either good or bad for me. It's unclear. So this is 15 tall, 10 wide. Oof. Oof doof. 7, 8. That's not good news. 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. Oh, that far right column has like 1 extra space in it. And I hate it. Alright, so 7 means that we have 3 on either side, so our overlap looks like that. Which does at least mean that we can close off the top groups for all of these. It's a decent start. That also means that this has to work like this, and that's an overlap space, which is cool. Ooh, that actually also means that this has to be our group of 3, and that we have this many overlap spaces for the group of 4. Okay. Now that also means that this is our next group, which is 2. This could very well be part of the group of 2. I don't know. I just don't know, man. So that's probably all the easy things that I'm gonna get out of this. Okay. So let's do it like this. So the furthest our group of 7 can reach is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Space 1, space just like a billion. So then if we do the other computation, it's 1, 2, space 1. Wait, 1, 2, space 1, space, and then counting from this red line, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That seems wrong somehow, but I think that's correct. It just means I would already have an overlap of all but one space, which I guess makes sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, wait. Wait, that literally cannot be right. Hold on. Well, I mean, I guess the trick is this, right? Is that it can't actually reach all the way. I'll try this again. I'm going to fill in some temporary purple squares here for demonstration purposes. So then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That sure feels insane, but I think that's right. Which means that these would all be filled in. All of them. Hello, Alcadius. Welcome to the stream. It's time for purple squares again. I'm not good at these. Now this has to be part of the group of 3 if it's the furthest to the right. So there should be a space of overlap here. Because it can either reach this far or like all the way out here. What does that look like in terms of like 1 space 2? That looks weird. So then what that probably means, what that likely means. Oh, that's weird. What that probably means is that this is the first one, and then this is the group of 2, and then space 2, whatever. There's still like a bunch of spaces there. But if my theory was correct there, that would tell me a lot about these top 2 rows. And I don't think I could technically insert, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. What else can I do? So my deduction tells me that like this has to be a group of 2. So I will treat it as such. That also would mean, okay, we're going heavy on purple squares again. You want another prediction? I'm gonna give you 5 minutes this time. Alright. There might be a better way to set these up for rapid use in the future. I'll give you a whole 5 minutes, which you could honestly probably use to cheat. If this goes well enough. It probably won't. Alright, so this should be the group of 2 there. Which... doesn't tell me anything. whether or not the 3 space fills in here, this couldn't be part of the group of 2, could it? Could it be 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, space? Yeah, sure, that could work. Okay, so that doesn't tell me that much then. We only have 1 at the far right. That actually might change the math. I might have to take another look at that. But that should also mean that these are filled in, and that's empty, which that doesn't tell me that much. No, why would that change the math? It clearly doesn't change the math in any meaningful way at all. None. None at all. Okay. Oh, okay, so somehow we've reached a point where, like, this is the second group of 2. Doesn't tell me a lot, but based on the hard edge here, that should mean that this is an overlap space between the 3 either going this way or this way. But that means that these both have to be empty, which means that that has to be a group of 4. Doesn't solve that group of 3. But because this 7 can only go to there, it looks like my earlier theory was correct. And I am the champion, my friend. So with those 7 squares being those 7 squares, that crosses all of those off. And then this has to be blank because the first one from the top here is a 1. And then 2, and then whatever. Alright, so that looks good. That's fine. Oh wait, this has to be 2. Right, that's a group of 2. Because I blanked this, that means this goes here. Which means that has to be the first group of 2, which means this has to be the group of 4. Which means this is as far as 7 reaches. 5, 6, 7 space, and then one of those is filled in. And that's also close of that group. And this now... 2, 3, 4, 5... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that tracks. That all tracks. And I've stalled out for a second. Oh no, wait. The toppity top. So, cross off. I mean, I guess I already knew that, right? Because 1, 3, 1. Sure, whatever. That's fine. But so that's like 3 down, 4 down, showdown. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car. So come on, let's drive. No, I guess we still have an unaccounted group of 1, right? I guess that should mean that this here... Yeah, actually, that should be the group of 1, right? Because 1, and then 1, and then whatever else. We're out that 5 in a second, which also means that's the 3 there. All of that's looking good. It's looking real good. This should be closed. I don't know why it's not. Yeah, that should be closed. So, the 5... go up to here. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But none of those can be anything. That can't be anything. Run out of time if you want to get your bonus channel points for betting on whether or not my ability to mentally construct purple squares is good enough to pass the mustard test, or whatever a human being would say to describe that. What's annoying about the placement of these X's is it doesn't even really let me group much here, because they're all like groups of like 1 and 2 that could feasibly fit in these spaces. Oh, this should give us something though, right? 1, 2, and then what's the next group? Is another 2. Oh, that's very exciting. That gives me so much information. It does tell me though that this should be a group of 4. Which includes that's a group of 4, which I should already have known. Hang on. Group of 2, group of 2, group of 4. So that group of 4, knowing that the furthest up that it could reach is here, means that the overlap should reach all the way down here. It can only extend 1 in the other direction. Space 2. Now that could technically work. 4, 2, 3, 2. Well, that's not great. What am I supposed to use now? I feel like I've done some good deducing, yet here I am. Stuck for the moment. Ooh, is this something? Hold on. 3. Yeah. First group is 3. The second group has to be 2, right? So that would mean that this has to be the group of 2 for this row, which is very convenient because that fills in this 1 for the row. Then means that that's where this group of 5 starts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the rest of that's done. So, well, there's only one group of 2 here, so it looks like that. I don't know if that helps anything. 2 and a group of 4, so this should be a space of overlap, which should make this our completed group of 4. And then this can either extend here or to this space, except it can't do that, right? Because that's a closed group. It's 3 and then 2. So that has to be where the 4 goes, which fits because that should be a group of 3. Alright, still feel good about that. Stuck again. Anything to conclude from here? So I've got 2 and 4 and some extra spaces filled in. So I would need a 1 space, 1, 2, space 1. Yeah, I should be able to fill in the rest of that. Because, like, that's the minimum amount of space required to fit in everything else that's left. It's 1 space, 2 space, 1. And that tells us some information, is what it does. So that's done, because that's a group of 1, group of 1, group of 1, group of 2. Yeah, but that doesn't tell me much about that. Space, 1 space. So, like, the 2... The furthest right 2 from this row has to go in these 3 spaces, so that should be overlap there. Is that enough to fill in this column here? 1, 1, 2, 2, 1 space. No, not quite. We have a similar situation here, though. So we did like 1 space, 1 space. The only place the 2 could go is like some amount of overlap here. So that should tell me something, right? 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. So that's what that whole column looks like. That should also make this, based on this column, this bottom group should be a 2. And this should be filled in because I don't have a 1 filled in yet, just the 7. So that closes both of those groups. Oh, which does something interesting here, I think. Because that's 1, 2, 3, and then I need a 2, and there's now only one place that can fit. That's cool. Isn't that cool? 1 and 1. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's not quite something. Where's this? We need 2 space 1. It's not quite anything either. What do I have here? 2, 2, 4, 1. Oh, that's not gonna help. 3. Oh, wait a minute though. 1, 2, 3, space 1. Ah, now there's only one way that this can work. Because there's exactly enough spaces to fill in the remaining number of things I need to fill in there. Which does some cool stuff, because it's touching the bottom. So that should be that bottom group. And then I should still be missing a 2 that has to overlap the middle space in that group of 3 where it could possibly go. Which incidentally fills that row finally, which is nice. Here we've got 3, and then we need the next one's a group of 2, which can't fit here. Which means that that should be filled in, because this row still needs a group of 1. Which then would mean that per this column, that should then be blank. Okay. So we got 3, 2, 1, and then this bottom one per the column should be 3. And I need a 1, which could be either of those, but this has to be a blank space in order to adhere to the column, because the bottom group's just 1, which means this one has to be filled in to make it 2, 1, 2. Which then, is this one done? 2, 2, 4, 1? 2, 2, 4. Yeah, alright, that whole thing is done now, which is cool. What about this one? 2, 4, 2? 2, 4, 2. Now it is. Which means 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay, and 1, 1, 1, right? And then that has to be by itself, which means this has to be filled in. And I think, is that the end of it? Because 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3. Well, there's my answer. Let's find out. Boop, boop, boop. Boopity boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Promising start. And by start, I mean it's done, but I just am not immediately noticing anything that looks out of place. Did we do it? Hey, it's meat? I found Celeb Life. I don't like that they keep doing like, it's the cover of a magazine, which basically can look like anything at all. I just manage this prediction real quick. Choose outcome. Believers. Hang on. Choose the correct outcome once you choose. You'll not be able to reverse. I don't need to see this every time. I might misclick, but, you know. There you go. Enjoy your points! Enjoy my points! An old issue of Celeb Life, with a feature on Dick Stanford. This must have been written just after he retired. Looks like a typical puff piece, all about what a great guy he is. Here's something for your database, Scout. Gossip magazines like Celeb Life are total garbage for people that don't have lives themselves. I have added this to my database. Thank you, Otter. I wonder if that specific phrasing is going to come up in the future or something. That's weird. The last page has been torn out. All that's left are the first 2 words. However, rumors. I wonder what the rest of the article said. That's all the things. Now I have to talk to Discount Gilbert Gottfried about, I don't know, whatever. Shut up. The real cops are finally here. You ready to let them take over now? Not just yet. Did you know Dick personally? Or do you just happen to be one yourself? I met him a couple of times. Can't say I liked him. The guy was always blowing his own horn. I promise I didn't write any of this. Don't be mad at me. This whole case is just phrasing. Really? I'm surprised you didn't get along. It sounds like you had a lot in common. Womp womp. Ah, there it is. This game doesn't let me down. Funny! You think of anyone who might have wanted to hurt him? Not offhand, but that's the thing with this town. You never really know anyone. Tell me about it. What did you think about Bobby Price? He looks nervous, doesn't he? Then again, I can't blame him. I hear his show is pretty close to getting canceled. No follow-up questions about that, okay. What about Kathleen, the lady who used to be his co-host, I think? I don't trust her. She's hiding something. You sure it's not just because she's smart and a woman? I got no problem with smart women. Just you. I don't like you. Also, do you want to get coffee later? As long as they're not smarter than you. Are we still talking about Kathleen? I'm not sure anymore. Alright, I guess I'm going to present evidence. Hey, can we make an anagram out of someone's hand and compare it to a handprint? Is that a thing we can do? That would be, like, useful portable technology. Oh, let's ask him about celeb life. He might know something about, like, Hollywood gossip. He's, like, connected, right? According to this magazine article, there were some kind of rumors going around about Dick. You know anything about Dick rumors? Nope. You know I keep out all that showbiz drama. Do you know why this hip flask was out here in the hallway? Get that away from me! You know I can't stand the smell of whiskey! Why not? The week before we got married, he got wasted and crashed his dad's yacht into the San Diego pier. I don't know what was worse, the broken arm or the 3-day hangover. Thanks for reminding me! I know what I said, Mr. Generic Name. I didn't write the case. You can't get mad at me. Do you know anything about Dick rumors? Also, Dick Rumors might just be an entirely separate celebrity who could also be at this award show, frankly. Let's ask him about this chocolate eclair. I like that. Okay, can we talk for a real quick second about the fact that obviously I didn't carry like a liquor spill from a carpet in a different room out here, but somehow when I mention it to him, he recognizes that it's whiskey, probably somehow by the smell again? This guy's got some, like, fourth dimensional smell or something. Is that whiskey? You know I hate that stuff. Hand? What's your point? That's, like, everything I feel like I can I mean, I can ask him about, like, the bow tie, I guess. I don't think he'll say anything about it, though. A bow tie? You know I don't wear those things. Alright. So clearly there's gotta be some place else I can go, or someone else I can talk to. This is a little gripe. I kinda don't like, it grays out investigation when you're done with it. I guess, like, maybe I can find a clue somewhere else that I can ask him about. Maybe that's why he's still, like, highlightable. But it feels like I should have to do something here, and I'm pretty sure I've exhausted my options. Let's not go back to the crime scene just yet, because Detective Grumbledina is just going to get mad at me. Let's go to the main hall and see if I can scan for clues. All the people are gone. But what if the... Oh, it's Scout. What if the killer got away? Not everyone. Bobby and Kathleen are over there. I guess the cops are focusing on anyone with a Dick connection. Oh, look, they're a couple or something? Scan time! We showed them our attorney's badge. No, because we're unemployed. We don't have any badge yet. And it's not because we threw it out the window like we did on the AI stream yesterday. Oh, sure, not a lot of clues out here, but there's something. There has to be something. It's gonna let me scout. Ooh, a 0 row. I haven't had one of those in a hot minute. Okay, so 13. That means our overlap should be all but 2 on either side. That's always nice. 14 ends up looking similar because it is an even number. We have an odd number of spaces. Does that do anything for us? A lot of these rows start with 2 groups of 1. No, almost all of them? This one doesn't, interestingly. Nor does this one. Or this one. So this is closed, this is closed, this needs 2 more, and then is closed. But all the rest of... No, wait. Starting from... Oh, this one also goes like this. Close second group, close second group, close second group, close second group. Oh, this one is the second group of 5. That looks a little weird by comparison. 2, 4, 5. 2, 3. And this is another group of 5. Okay. Alright. Feel like I'm gonna have a lot of unpacking to do after that. Let's take a look around, though. Okay, so we should be able to have, like, an overlap of all but 4 for this row of 11. And that should work because that's an odd number. Yeah, that looks right. 9's a lot less impressive, but I think I technically get overlap from that. It's like all but 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, which means it's... 3. Yeah, that sounds right. All that sounds right. All of it. Every single one of it sounds right. Oh, look at this weird row that's somehow already just done. So we have a group of 1, and we have a group of 5. Okay, we got that. We're looking at here. This one of these 2 is filled in, and we have a group of 3 and a group of 1, and then this should be filled in. It should tell us something. I mean, like, this all has to be part of a group of 5, so, like, this one has to be filled in, which means this one can't be filled in. And this one should be filled in too, because it can either fill up to the top or one below. Similarly, this has to be part of this group of 7. So that should have an overlap of 6, the way it's positioned. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Great. Let's see. That means that that's a closed group of 2, and then 1, and then this should be 5. There's a 1 somewhere over here. This should be closed group of 1, closed group of 1. Very exciting revelations there. Oh, wait a minute. If that's... Wait, is that accurate? I mean, yeah, that's accurate. So that means that this one's filled in, which means that this one isn't. Pretty sure that's right. Welcome back, Demolition. I hope you had a nice dinner and that everything is going well. Oh, wait, we're done here. That 14 is done. We did it. We solved the 1 blank space. Got going on over here. A 1 and then a 2. I question whether there's enough space for this to not just be a 1 and then a 2. So, like... 1, 2, space. 1, 2, 3, space. 1, space, 2. Oh, yeah, like, that whole row is done, right? Let's just double-check that work. 3, space. 1, space. Then this is 2, and this is 1. Okay. That means that we get to conclude that this is a group of 2 that started there. That's neat. Like that. I don't know what to work with there. Alright, so going by this column, this obviously can't be part of the 1 group of 9, which means that this is filled in, which means that this is the end of the group of 7. That's cool. We also know that this can't be part of the existing group of 7. That has to exist somewhere down here. And we have 5, 6, 7. It's only 8 spaces? 5 and 3? So we should have an overlap of 6, which is nice. Speaking of... So there's only a continuous group for this, for both of these rows. So, like, they have to connect all the way to there. Which means I should be able to... This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I can check off 2 here. And this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This could be 8, 9. Is that right? 7, 8, 9. So it can't reach out there now. And since the bottom group for this is a group of 2, and a group of 4, and a group of 3, and a group of 5, none of those can go down there. How's the stream going? Pretty good. Unfortunately, Dick died. But there have been some Dick rumors, and I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they are savory or not. This just is the group of 4. My process of elimination, the only squares left are the ones that are filled in there. That's weird. I mean, it feels weird. It's probably not actually that weird, but it feels weird to me. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, somehow the most prominent figure in the start of this case turned out to be the murder victim. Isn't that shocking? Oh, hey, wait, I'm really stupid, because, like, there's only one group here, and it starts up here, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I double check that, because I mouse weird. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Well, that does some work, huh? So none of those are anything, which then specifically fills in the rest of both of those, which is great. That makes this a group of 3 right there, and that makes this a group of 5. And then we have 1, 1, 2. This would have to be a group of 1, right? The next one over has to be, like, this would have to be part of the 2, but then this has to be part of the group of 1. So we can cross out the things on either side of the group of 1, which bounces back to say that that square is supposed to be filled in, and then we only have 6 left, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 filled in. Cool. There's only a 4 somewhere in this column, so that means these are nothing, which then means these extend over 4, 5, 6, 7. Same here. Check that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, great. Perfect. Did it do anything for us? Oh, good. That's a very big group, huh? That's 9 at the bottom? How did I miss that? Yikes. Okay. So, I mean, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 10 in this column. There are 10 eligible spaces, and 9 of them are filled in. So I can only do this much. But here, there's 1 extra crossed out space, which means that I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if we take a closer look at this row here, we've got a group of 1, a group of 5, a group of 1, and a group of 2. Which means that we could do the same thing there. But also, because this is crossed off, here's our group of 4. Which then, once again, means we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 over, 7 over. What does that make this? 1, 2, 3, 4 filled in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's 10 right there. And then I think this one doesn't reach the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Which means this one's filled in and these ones aren't. So bottom group is 2, then 4. Bottom group is 4. Bottom group is 3, then 2. And what am I missing here? It's a wallet with money in it. It says, I know this isn't my parents fighting, but I don't know what this one is. Okay, you suggest a squid giving himself a high five. It could work. There were a lot of, like, dangly tentacle-looking things. I feel like some bold individual in chat should, like, take a guess at something that they expect us to definitely find somewhere in the game, and then just guess that every time, and then whenever we find that object as a clue, they'll seem like a genius all of a sudden. Like they knew the whole time. Give me my points. Give to me the points. Motion says, do squids give high fives or, like, do the suckers count? This feels like a stupid question, but, like, do squid tentacles also have suction cups? My brain, for some reason, wants to say that's an octopus thing. Exactly, Mr. Generic Name, like you do by guessing Carlos every time for Secret Squirtle. Someone must have dropped this without realizing. Nice, real leather. For a second, I thought she was gonna be like, nice, free money.
I wonder who it belongs to. We should try to return it.
There's no ID inside, just small bills and a check stub for $50,000. Non-dio. It was paid today, but I can't see who it was paid to, just an account number.
Can I assume from your facial expression that $50,000 is many dollars in human years?
Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of them, Scout. It's like a whole many bunch of them. Maybe even enough to murder by numbers for. You know, I could be wrong, but I think Ryan used to have a wallet like this. Yeah, I kind of thought that's where we were going with that. Wait, didn't we already have... Wait, did we have a piece of cake? Why do I feel like we literally found a piece of cake? Ditto guess is a sneaker, a crab, and a slice of cake. I would love to find... I hope that there's a puzzle in this game where we find an entire crab as a clue. Let's talk to Bobby. I haven't quite crystallized his voice yet. Whoa, what? Oh, it's you. Sorry, this whole thing with Dick has got me kind of bugged. Is it true what that guy said up on stage? You trying to find the killer? I'm trying to find out the mystery of Dick. Just like you did back at your TV studio. Playing detective on TV to a real one. That's a wild career change. I'm not exactly a real detective, I'm just trying to help. Oh, for sure, that's cool. Wait, you don't think I did it, do you? I'm not like that. Why would I throw my whole career away just to murder one old guy? If I was gonna throw away my career, I'd want to kill a whole room full of old guys. That's just better value. You don't seem to like Dick. It's no secret that you and Dick didn't get along.
And when you left our table during the ceremony, you said you were going to give him a piece of your mind.
Well, that was just talk. Why would I pick a fight with Dick Stanford? If anything, he hated me for taking over his show. Do you know if anyone else wanted to hurt him? Probably a long list. He acts nice in public, but in real life, he's got a reputation. Have you talked to Kathleen? She's standing right next to me. She put up with his stupid face for years. Or how about that chick who started screaming about how she should have won Best Actress? That's not, like, a particularly good motive for killing Dick, since he doesn't make those decisions, I don't think. You know, we're trying to figure out the case of Dick. It's tricky though. It's a tricky dicky situation. Yeah, that is correct, Ditto. All of those things you said are accurate. And I don't know how anyone could misconstrue any of the conversations we've had tonight surrounding this murder mystery. Becky? As much as I dislike her, she's not a killer. You sure about that? She looked crazy enough to do anything. Pretty cute, though. Oh, suddenly more things. Did Kathleen also not like Dick? She'd prefer something else to Dick? Did Kathleen not get along with Dick? They seemed kind of tense on stage. She had to work with Dick every day for almost 20 years. Forget tense, I'm surprised she's still sane. About Becky. The girl who wanted to win Best Actress? Oh, that's on her. The girl who wanted to win Best Actress was Becky Call. She plays the lead on my show, Murder Miss Terry. I thought she looked familiar. She was pretty pissed about not getting that award. It's a big deal for her. I guess if anything could drive her to murder. By numbers. People do crazy things sometimes. Make mistakes in the heat of the moment. I don't think that makes them a bad person. I'm totally cool with murder if you feel bad about it later. Hey, are you friends with her? I'd love to get her number. Smooth move, X-Lax. To get her on Backtalk, I mean. I bet she'd be a great guest. So you took over that garbage show, right? I think it's called Crap Talk? Is that when your problems with Dick started? Yeah, I mean, you know, stress can do that sometimes. I don't know what you're talking about, chap. I really don't. Yeah, and that guy knows how to hold a grudge. I hadn't been on the air 10 minutes. He was already talking crap about me to the press. He's too flashy. He's ruined the show. I do like a pretty good impression. Sure, we updated things a little bit, but come on, man, that set hadn't changed since 1979. For some reason, I wanted to read that dyslexically and say 1797, which would be a much longer run time for a single TV stage set. That was a terrible sentence. Can you just ignore him? Sure, but then the hate mail started coming in. He's got all these crazy fans. My ratings crashed. They were all talking about canceling the show. And so your TV career was threatened by Dick. Would you say that made you angry? Well, yeah. But I wouldn't kill the guy over it. Do I have any evidence to present to this guy? Is this your wallet? I don't know anything about free money. And I don't disagree, Ditto. I think maybe some part of my brain agrees with you that Dick might have been old enough to be on the air since 1797. I know technologically speaking that's probably not true, but we do live in a world where we have like a floating crime-solving robot in the 90s, and I don't think we have that technology now, so clearly the timeline's a little different. Oh, maybe he knows about these Dick rumors. Have you read the Celeb Life article about Dick? No, seeing his photo on the front cover was enough to put me on. It says there were some Dick rumors going around. Do you know any Dick rumors? Figures. A lot of my crew worked on the old show with him. From what I hear, he wasn't exactly easy to work with. Anything bad enough that someone might have wanted to kill him? Sorry, I don't remember. Most of these don't seem relevant. I mean, like, do you have hands? We found handprints around Dick's neck. Someone strangled him. Doesn't narrow it down much, does it? After all, everyone here has two hands. Ha, ha, ha. It's not like a man's dead. We have fun. This is serious. Oh, I was... never mind. I'm not guilty, though. I'm having dick problems, and I mean, it's stressful for a man. You know how it is. What about alcohol? Someone spilled whiskey in Dick's dressing room. Do you know anything about that? Whiskey? It must have been his. He said that weird. I don't think it was Dick's. I'm suspicious now. Do you recognize this hip flask? Is it yours? Detectives always have them in movies. Never seen one in real life before. Alright, I think it's time to talk to TV Lady. I hear you're investigating what happened to Dick. I wish you the best of luck. Dick was strangled! We're not very good at conversation, are we? Guess you've heard by now. Dick was strangled. That's just a shame, man. That's brutal. Oh god, please, don't tell me anymore. I can hardly bear to think about it. How long did you work together? On Backtalk. Oh, many years. I've heard people say that it's hard to imagine there was a time before I was on the show. You weren't there from the start? I didn't join until the second season. They wanted someone who could attract more viewers. You should have seen the outfits they tried to squeeze me into. Hardly more than swimsuits some days. That's terrible. That's television, but I stood my ground. I like to think I made a difference. What are you saying? Dick was a dick, or is that a dick rumor? I mean, I think that we have enough evidence to strongly suspect that Dick was likely a dick, but at this point, it's more like speculation. I don't think that's quite rumor, because we have some evidence. We have first-hand, credible, like, witness evidence that that he has some dick tendencies, which is what you would expect from a guy named Dick. Again, Chad has a lot of questions. I don't know the source of them. I don't know where they're coming from. Tell me about your relationship with Dick, lady. Oh, we got on just fine. Really? When we met him, he's a bit of a dick. This is Hollywood. Everyone has their problems, but I'm a professional, and people who complain get a reputation. Besides, no one wants to hear about backstage drama. They'd rather just relax and enjoy the show. Although I don't think anyone was expecting the show they saw tonight. How do you know Brian Rackstock? He was on stage earlier. Do you mean tall, blonde, and handsome? I was wondering who that was. Funniest thing, I saw him with Dick earlier today. They were getting lunch at Dylan's on Fairfax. Lunch? Why would Ryan be getting lunch with Dick Stanford? Your guess is as good as mine. Whatever it wasn't going very well. Seemed like they were arguing. I wish I could tell you more, but I was in a cab at the time. I caught only a glimpse. You don't think it could be related with what happened to Dick, do you? What do you know about Bobby Price? He's talented, but he's got big shoes to fill if he wants to keep hosting Backtalk. He doesn't seem to be a big Dick fan. Not a big Dick fan. They never saw eye to eye. Dick hated having his show taken away from him, and Bobby hated working in Dick's shadow. Hated it enough to murder Dick by numbers. Bobby is young, ambitious, and impulsive. More than that, I can't say. Strangled. I think we already said that to her. Liquor spill. Ooh, okay, she doesn't care much about anything. Bobby cared about stuff more than I expected. Does this flask belong to Dick? I don't think so. But you saw what he was like on stage tonight. Drunk as a sailor. Is there a chance the hip flask belongs to anyone else? We should investigate every possibility. Well, it could be Bobby's. I've heard he started drinking to cope with his dick problems. The production team aren't happy. Imagine going through all the trouble of rebooting a talk show just for the new host to get carted off to rehab. Do you know about Dick rumors? Can you tell me Dick rumors? Of course, Dick was very proud of his front page billing. Guessing he was less happy when he saw the article, how the article ended. Something about the rumors. We're still missing part of the article. Let me guess, the entire last page was torn out. Dick did that to every copy he could get his hands on. He never could take criticism very well. Personally, I think it's good that these magazines do a little digging occasionally. I call it investigative journalism, if you'd like.
So you think there's some truth to the rumors they printed? Can you tell us more about what they were? Sorry, I'd love to talk, but I have to take this. Neko says, I ate too much spaghetti and I have regrets, but at the same time, my brain is telling me that more spaghetti will somehow fix it. I mean, it all comes down to what kind of regrets you would prefer to have. Can I ask Bobby about the flask a second time? Oh, hang on. Why can we suddenly ask him about Ryan? We couldn't do that before for reasons unclear to me. I've heard Dick was arguing with Ryan Blacksock earlier today. For some reason, that name's very difficult for me to say. Do you know him? Know anything about that argument? Ryan who? Sorry, I don't know the guy. Flask again? Okay, no, he's saying the same thing. Ooh, wait, do I have a log? Oh no, I think that's the same thing as before, right? Is it yours? Okay, it did actually change. That's not what I've heard. Is it true that you drink when you're stressed? Ooh, what? That's crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. In fact, I've seen Dick with a hip flask backstage. It's probably his. You saw how he acted on stage, and that part I think he said before. So now we should go talk to Ryan. Ryan, who is backstage? And be like, you had an argument with Dick. Kathleen said she saw you and Dick arguing over lunch earlier today. Essentially, you had a Dick that didn't agree with you. That was nothing. We were talking about some business. Things got a little out of hand. It happens. Except in this case, the other guy turned up dead like a few hours later. It's kind of conspicuous. What? You think I did it? What is it with you? You've always got to turn me into the bad guy. We are just following up on the available evidence. It's nothing personal. I think the scout thing is a bad influence on you. I'm serious. I do my best to support you, but you don't make it easy. Present wallet. Hey, you found my wallet with no identification and a large quantity of money in it. Couldn't help but noticing you wrote a big check today. You went through my stuff? You just can't help checking up on me, can you? Well, the wallet didn't have any identification in it, and that's normally how you would figure out who to give it back to. It's a pretty normal thing to do, really. Echo says, at the moment she feels pregnant with pasta. I feel like that alone might answer your dilemma, but... I mean, it sounds like it was worth it. Don't flatter yourself. I wanted to see whose wallet it was. What was the money for? Nothing. Just business. $50,000 of business? That's a whole lot of nothing. I don't have to explain myself to you. I did it. I advanced the plot. Hey, can someone remind me exactly what I was doing for Detective Cross's voice? Because I don't remember, and I felt like I was doing it wrong before. Let me bring up my notepad. Show me the notes list. Oh, no, it's not. Did I break notepad? Did I break notepad? What happened here? Oh dear, this isn't. Something has gone wrong, and I don't know what it is. You're still here? What did forensics find? We're still waiting on blood tests, but in my professional opinion, Dick Stanford was strangled to death. Alright, now I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel a little bit less bad about, like, tampering in this investigation if it took him all that amount of time to reach that conclusion. We got that in, like, one nonogram puzzle. Maybe we really are qualified to be a detective. We do that already. Oh, well, we also found whiskey spilled on the floor. Telltale sign of a struggle. Yep, we got that one too. Good lord, how about a door handle?
Guess we missed that one. Ha! See? That's why you should leave this to the professionals. We know to check for prints. You found singer Prince? It's the 90s! That's still possible! Well, not exactly. The handle was wiped clean. Smells like the killer cleaned it with the whiskey.
The alcohol would have acted as a solvent, a very effective solution.
Hey, that goes both ways. That's some really effective wordplay. Because it's a solution, you see, to getting rid of the fingerprints. So, let me get this straight. The only new thing you found is where some fingerprints used to be?
Oh my gosh.
Indeed, oh my gosh. Look, it's not about who found what. It's about coming to the right conclusions. And that takes experience, expertise, and intuition. You want conclusions? We already got 2 suspects. Bobby Price and Ryan Blackstock.
Giraffe.
Is that so? What's your evidence against Bobby? Bobby is the hip flask. So we asked someone who, like, had knowledge about the contents of the article, and she did not answer that question, right? Which definitely has me suspicious of what's her name. Kathleen? Katie? K-Lady? Clady? I'm suspicious of the Clady. But the hip flask we suspect would belong to Bobby and has the same type of alcohol that was found at the scene of the crime, although that feels like that's likely a coincidence.
Wait.
We found his hip flask backstage. It contains the same whiskey we found at the crime scene. Did we identify it's the same whiskey, or did we just smell them and determine that they're both whiskey? Uh-oh, the sound effects are going off! Everyone, fire them off. Use them if you got them. And I've heard Bobby Price has a drinking problem. Interesting. Needs more evidence to back it up, but it's a good start.
Jason!
You know, it's been a minute since we've had a good Jason. How about your other suspect? What's that Silver Spoon Blackstock kid got to do with this? Ryan Blackstock has been arguing with Dick this afternoon.
Jason!
Not much on its own, but he also signed a check today for $50,000. Bodies have a nasty habit of showing up where there's that much money at stake.
Jason!
And Ryan isn't exactly trustworthy. Oh, you know him? He's my ex-husband.
Sure.
And I have been confirmed that he is a donkey.
Wait.
Oh, I love what's happening right now. I'm going to assume he picked that up from you. What can I say? He's a fast learner. And I'm a horse trainer. Okay, I'll admit, you found a couple of good leads. I'll follow up on them just as soon as I finish my report. Alright, I figured out which is the worst option. You, but we found those leads. Can't we at least keep looking for more evidence? Or do you need my help with your report, too?
Jason!
I'm told I have very neat handwriting. Yes, this is excellent work from chat.
Giraffe.
I have no notes. I've had just about enough of your crap, Mizrahi. Now get out of here, will you? I can't afford any more liabilities. Captain's got me under the microscope on this one.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. Well, there's nothing to do here. Can we go back into the dressing room? Since it was off limits for a while. Okay. Thought I told you to leave you alone. You know you're starting to become predictable, detective. You're starting to become a real pain. Do you want something, or are you just here to bug me?
Honor's mother dropped her bag in here earlier. We'd like to look for it. I have been programmed to lie.
Your mother, huh? Yes, her bag. That's why we're here. Alright, but do it quietly. I've got paperwork to finish, and for some reason I'm doing it at the crime scene. Good thinking, Scout. Since when do you know how to lie like that?
It was one of many things I learned from those detective movies. I'm pretty sure this isn't how technology works. Along with the snappy one-liner subroutine I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like, as Neko points out, it's unfortunate that this would be the particular case where he'd be kept under the microscope.
the dick case, the tricky dick case that we established earlier. Because, like, you might see something that you are not excited to see under that particular microscope. You'll have to show me later. Right now, we'd better look for clues before Cross realizes what we're really doing here. Beep boop! Oh dear. Oof-a-doof. This one looks like it'll be tough. I think this is enough ones. Yeah, 5 and then a space between them? No, wait. I still need one piece of information. Because technically it can go either way, right? Yeah, it could be the alternate of that. That's annoying. I just need one space in this row and I can do the whole row. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one should work. I think there's no flexibility here. I think this one works. Yeah, it like has to go like that. Okay, so that then means that we can... Nope, not you. Okay. Doesn't give us a whole lot else to go on. We have... Should have some overlap with this 5, so... Is that reliably how this works? Yes, I think it is. So it's 3 spaces here, so the overlap should be the remainder of 5, which is 2. And then I could go 3 in the other direction, and then these are cut off. We should also have overlap on this space because, counting from the top, the 3 either has to be this and then these 2, or these 2 and the next one down. Which is enough to determine that this is the furthest right group there. And we should know that both of these are blank? Because the next group in sequence is the 2 that can only be here. I think the 1 can technically be in either of these spaces, but these X's might be helpful. So... these should definitely both be 1. Like, single groups of 1. Feels likely that the 5 extends this way because we have more things in these columns than the ones over here, but obviously we don't know that. Now, we could do something similar to the top down here. Actually, we could do exactly the same thing. It's placed the same way. No, this is 2 from the top. So that's that. Okay. Now this one is 2 from the bottom. This is a group of 1 for sure, because it's only groups of 1 in that row. And then we need to fit 2 more 1s, but there's like a decent amount of space for that. It could be either end or 2 different sets of alternating. Oh, here's a question. 1, 2, space, 1, space, 1. But I need 3 individual 1s. So that should mean that this has to be the 2. And then, hold on. 1, space, 1... 1 space, 1 space, 1. Okay, can't quite. It's very close to being able to fill out the rest of that. But what that does mean is that because it's a continuous group of 5 in this row, that has to be filled in. Which then means that we have only 1 mystery space on either side.
That means this has to be empty because there's no way to fit 2 for this column. And it's interesting. Wow, the computer's done some interesting behind-the-scenes math here. If you look at this row, it's saying that based on the fact that I've ruled out this specific space as being filled in, it then determines that, like, these have to... No, I guess that's true. I'm confused by the fact that the game is doing such a sophisticated calculation. But, like, one of the 2 of these has to be filled, and one of the 2 of these has to be filled. Because they're both just a group of 1, and then the one next to it has to be empty. It's definitely correct. It's just interesting that it does that. Yeah, still don't have anything there. One, so there's a 2 and another one. We got 2 1s in there. We've got a lot of nonsense in this row. 3 space 1 3. Let me try something real quick. This 1 3 3 row feels really conspicuous to me. So let's say, like, hypothetically, 1 space 1 2 space 2 3, or we do 1 2 3, clear that space, one space. I feel confident about this. There's something I'm not I mean, I guess, yeah, like that is like the furthest to the right this could be. And if we do it the other way, 1 2 3 space 1 2 3. Okay, so this one's overlapped, that one's not. All right, that tracks. So then this would be blank in theory. This is probably part of the 2, but I don't know that for sure yet. Oh, this column only has groups of 1, which means I can actually rule out like a bunch of stuff. I think the remaining spaces both have to be filled in. I need 4, right? 1 2 3 4. And that's like that. And then hold on a second. 1 2 space 2 3. Pretty sure this has to be filled in. Because it's either 2 space 1 2 3 or 1 2 3 space 1 2. So that's overlap there, which makes that finished group of 3. Well, this only has groups of 1. That could be filled in now, so like that could be... The final remaining space could be literally anything else in this row. Oh wait, this only has... This row only has groups of 1, so if this is filled in, that can't be, which means that that's filled in, that's empty, that's the 2. Which then means I need to find 2 in this row, so that's not immediately helpful. Yeah, I don't think I got anything there yet. 1 2, no. Space 2 space. Yeah, not quite there. Aren't any columns I've sorted out but not put in, right? I'm just missing... Actually, here's a question. 1 2 space... Yeah. So technically I can't place the group of 1 at the bottom, even though that's likely to be true. Oh, here's something interesting. We've crossed out a bunch of spaces here, but we need to be able to fit 4 filled-in spaces, and we have literally none. I think that, by definition, means that this, and this, and this, and this all have to be filled in, because there have to be gaps between them. And that's the only way that works. That ought to be able to do something for us. So that's our only group of 2. And it has to be isolated. Which then means, like, this is our bottom group of 1. Which immediately tells us exactly where the 5 at the bottom are. So we have 1, 2, 1, 1. Cross that out. Oh, it's only... Right, there's only a group of 2 here. So now that we have something in this column, that means that it can only fill in one of those 2 spaces, and everything else is blank. Which means 1, 2, 3... Yeah, so this one has to be filled in. And one of these 2 has to be filled in. Still haven't sorted this out. Yeah, that's plausible overlap. This space has to be blank because there's only groups of 2 in this column. Well, we haven't narrowed it down too terribly much. We know where the overlap is, and we then know how far it can extend. So what does that do for us? In particular... Oh, wait. 2 space 1. Yeah, there's still possibilities there. Here... I mean, this can't be part of the group of 1. So that means that it would have to be separated in order for there to be an additional 1 here. And then that would be... Nope. Oh, bother. Now it's filled in. It should be purple, but just ignore it. So that's that done, which then means that this one's filled in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have 1, 2. This one has to be filled in, which is the last one for that row, right? 1, 2, 3. So that means that this has to be filled in, which means that that's our group of 1, and that's the group of 3. Which makes this a group of 2, and this a group of 2. Okay, and then here we have 1, 1, 2, 1. So that's all solved, which leaves us with 2, 1, 1, 1. All right, so I think if I fill these in, I win the thing. Pretty sure I'm getting better at these. You found medallion, or is it a coconut, or is it an attorney's badge, or is it literally any circular object with a goldish brown color? Or, alternatively, is it Ditto's parents fight? Yes! The points! Delicious points.
It's some kind of coin, but I don't recognize the currency.
That's not a coin, it's a medallion. They give these to recovering alcoholics, which is immediately very suspicious. Ooh, pancake. A, it could be a pancake, and B, now I want pancakes, Mr. Generic Name. Please send them through the internet to me. And according to the engraving, Dick Stanford has been sober for 40 years. Wow. That's actually, like, really impressive. I feel like the biggest number I've ever heard of, like, even heard of a person remaining sober in, like, a program like that is, like, maybe 30 years. Like, 40 years is a lot of years to be sober.
If that's true, the spilled whiskey must belong to the killer.
Which implicates Bobby, to be sure. Ooh. They made it sound like there'd be one scant, but you know what? I think there's another one. Oh, I immediately found it. It's this box. I imagine that we will probably do this puzzle and then end the stream. Probably. I think looking at this, it's 15 tall. I feel like it'll take long enough that that's probably true. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this should work. 2 space 2 space 1 space 1. Nope, I did it wrong again. One of these days I'll get the hang of that. Those close ones trip me up every time. I feel like I immediately want to purple this one. 1, 2, space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Space 1. No, that's just that whole row is what that is. 2 space 5 space 1. My instinct was kind of right. It's the whole one of it. 2, 3, no, 4, 6, 4. 6, 4 doesn't seem like that much. 2 and 5. Is 2 and 5 enough for that? 2 space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there should be some overlap here. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's legit overlap. Which would in turn mean that this should be part of a group of 4. This should be part of a group of 4. But this one, the bottom group has to be 2, and the 2 can't reach this way, so that would mean that this has to be here. Alright, I already see, like, this is definitely going to be a thing. So let's bring up the manage prediction, start prediction. Alright, so guess if you think that I will be able to... Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. No, hold on. I'm canceling this. Don't put points in this. I have to undo this. Because I think I set it for like 30 seconds. Because I think that's the default. And it just keeps setting it to default. Yeah, that is not enough time. Delete. Delete and return points. Apparently I can do that. We're learning skills on stream. Don't worry about it. Start prediction. I can... Oh, okay. It allows me to just, like, click on the 2 most recent ones to just repeat that. So we'll give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes, start prediction. This is fine. Okay, great. Have fun. Gamble. Go forth and gamble, young ones. So this is definitely gonna be, like, I already just see this being, like, nonsense. So, like, I'm pretty sure this is blank. And this is 2, and this is 2. Like, I'm pretty sure of this. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure of this. Okay, this also, like, needs to be 3, because that's, like, the only place those 3 can go now. And then, like, that has to be 2, and that works like that. Yeah, this is how this started, so I can't glean anything new from that. It would just be silly to try. But, group is 4. Yeah, I mean, that's what that's gonna look like for sure. Or, nah, not enough information to go on there. Oh yeah, I forgot. I've done so few of these that, like, when you message after placing your bet, you get, like, a little thing to indicate what you chose as an outcome. That's cute. Now you got a blue 1. Because for some reason, Neko always gambles on me. I guess so far I haven't technically failed yet, so that seems like a safe bet in theory. Okay, so this has to be the bottom for this one, right? So that's cool. Alright, don't have anything up there. 2, that's not enough to go on. Space it. No, it's like 15. That's like way not. That's like way not enough. This... There's no way... Okay, so there's no way to fit 2, like a whole 2 down here and separate it from the group above. So that means that these 2 spaces here have to be the group of 2 for this column. That's fun. That also specifically means that this is where the 5 goes for this row. Which... It's the end of that sentence. Yeah, sometimes between your end and my end, things look a little bit different until a couple messages happen, especially when you're, like, changing what your badges look like and things like that. Which essentially is what you're doing by gambling that way. Okay, so... I can't actually rule out whether there's a 1 down here. This could be the 1, and then 4 and 3, and... Actually, let me just double check that, but I'm pretty sure just eyeballing that that's true. 1, 2, 3... Space 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, then that could be the 1 for sure. Oh no, 5 is like just too shy being able to like confirm an overlap here in the 10 remaining spaces. Just quite doesn't fit. Or just doesn't quite fit, like a normal person would say. Ooh. Feel stuck right now. Feel pretty stuck right now. I mean, I would like to believe that this 3 is filled in, but I can't prove that. Okay, hold on. I got something to work with. The only thing I got left in this row is 2. The overlap is the middle space. It can stretch 1 in either direction. So that means that 4 can either go all the way down to here, or it can go 1, 2, 3, 4. But I guess since there's still the 6 to contend with, that doesn't do anything directly. But let's consider this for a second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or, if we count from the bottom, the lowest the 6 could reach is 1, 2, 3, 4, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those spaces there, that's legitimate overlap. And that's about as much as I got, huh? Not a lot of big numbers on this one, which is why I assumed it would take the remainder of the stream. Okay, so... if I did 1 space, 1 space, 2 space, 2. This row is just fill-inable. 2 space, 2 space, 1 space, 1. Yeah, that crossed out X there is enough to fill in the whole row. That's probably what I need to, like, actually complete this in some fashion. Oh wait, I also already should have been able to deduce that this is a group of 4. Because I had something filled in there. Well, now that I had multiple things filled in there, I guess I know that, and that it's not the one. Yeah, I think I was looking at that before. Alright, so that means one of the 2 of these is filled in. Oh, but we also know that this space is blank, right? Because the 5 goes here, and it has to be separated. So that one's filled in. And it has to be part of the 2. Because if I was to fill in this space and then make a separator, there wouldn't be enough to fill in 3. So that means this has to be blank. And then I know exactly where all the squares in the bottom are, which is actually super weird. But that does confirm the suspicion of that likely thing, and that in turn means that this is a group of 2. And now both of these are blank, which means that this has to be a group of 4. Cool. 4, cool. 3, space, cool. Alright, does this increase the overlap here? I feel like it does. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like this should be overlap now because it can reach 3 in either direction. Okay. And that's 4, and that's 1, and that's 4, and that's 2, 4, 2, 2. Yeah, alright, this all looks great so far. I'm gonna go from here, however. So now I've got that group of 4. All we have left is a group of 3. Not helpful. We do know that this is the end of the group of 4. Maybe lets us... yeah, this should be... yeah, the next one has to be a group of 2. Now that can only fill in there. The other ones, there's still flexibility, but that has to be part of the 2. And that's neat because that means that that is where the group of 4 starts climbing upwards. And since there's a space here, this has to be filled in because in this row, that's a group of 2. So that's cool. And now we've narrowed this down enough that the remaining group has some overlap in this space. Not a lot, but I'll take what I can get. Space 3, need a little bit more help there. These will not be super helpful. This or that. Oh, this is empty. Does that do anything for me? No, not... No. But boy, if I knew where those were, I could sure do a thing or two. It would be reasonably helpful to have those specific spaces. Okay, so this has to be part of the group of 3 because it's just too close to the left. But... Oh, no, I can't reach... Yeah, I can reach all the way there. Yeah, so I don't think that actually does anything super important. I mean, this is also clearly part of the group of 2, but, like, there's just too much variance to do anything with that information. Oh, this has to be filled in, yeah? Because the first group has to be 2. And so that means this space has to be filled in because it's part of the same group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now that only has like one flex space on either side. This can be closed off as its whole group, which in turn means that this is where the group of 3 is, and everything above that is canceled. This also means this is a finished group of 3, and this is a finished group of 2, which means that this is the last group of 3 there, which is cool. No, it's I may have misspoken or mischaracterized that before. It doesn't literally change your badge. Like, you still have your subscriber badge, and if you have something like Twitch Turbo or Mod or whatever, you keep that. But, like, it adds an extra badge to the front of it, and so, like, I think Twitch, like, processes it as though you are changing your badge, because it's, like, adding something in a badge space to reflect whatever you voted for, whether for or against. So this and that, and now this makes this our group of 3. That's cool, which then means that our group of 3 for the top of this column goes up there. Sure. Oh, this is... Wow, this is wild. Okay, so this middle column, it only has a group of 2 and a group of 4. We already did the group of 4. We put something here, so it can reach to the top or to here, and then everything else is blank. I feel like that's gotta help something. Maybe not immediately. You know, since this has enough pixels, I think I might know what it is, even though I missed what got us into the puzzle. Oh, it's the crab. Because my immediate response to that was going to be... Is there actually any correlation at all between the thing that you, like, scan and, like, what the puzzle is? Because my impression so far has been no. Oh, also, I guess this is true, and that means that this top row is 4. Oh, wait. If this one is filled in, that also means the rest of this is blank, which is cool. And this also is a closed group of 2. Is that everything for this one? 2, 2, and 2? Yeah, alright. This is a really interesting one. Oh, and now we know that this is a group of 2. Which means that for the row, we can cancel out those. But now the column means that this should be the top group of 3. And, oh, interestingly, we still need the 1 for that, so we can't cancel out the rest. We can't cancel those because the only other group here is a 1. And here, it's a 2. Cancel that. That makes this the group of 3 from the top. And so it's 2, 1, yeah. I haven't quite narrowed that down. So... Oh, hang on, we can cancel this. which then leaves us with, is this exactly 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And by doing that, probably done. These both had to be filled in, which was an alternate way to do that. This is a group of 2, then a 2 and a 1. That's cool. This is a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. And 2 and 2. So, if I fill these in, we'll find out whether the believers get paid out. I think it's an Arby's cowboy hat. Is that possible? Can that be a thing? For some reason, it really gives me Arby's fine cowboy hat vibes. No, it's like a book? Is it a book? I don't know why the sound effects. PDA, some people don't like those. Alright, manage prediction. Choose outcome. Success. Complete. Enjoy your points. We're having fun. Now I enjoy my points. The sign for the restaurant Arby's is like a really big cowboy hat, and it looked like the shape of the sign to me. Was my insinuation. Not a crab this time, ditto. This must belong to Dick. Looks like it's password protected. Can you hack into it, Scout?
Sorry, Otter. This is a little embarrassing, but I don't have the right cable. I can only interface with devices bearing an RS-232 port. This device's interface is proprietary. I need some kind of adapter to connect to the PDA. I can't access the data without it.
I think the more people vote, the more it changes the percentage. I think. But I should technically be paying out. Got it. Well, let me know if you see one around here. Can we scan for that? I think we found everything we can in here, at least while Cross is watching.
A password-protected PDA and a medallion? Is that enough to crack the case?
Well, I don't know about the PDA since we learned literally nothing from it, but the medallion definitely raises some interesting questions. If Dick doesn't drink alcohol...
Then the whiskey and the hip flask it was spilled from is a direct link to the killer. And I think we have a pretty good idea of who it belongs to.
It's probably Bobby? It's probably Bobby. Bobby Price. What are you two yammering about? I don't mind you looking for your mom's bag, but can't you do it quietly? We just found it, and you can't see it, so we'll leave. It's invisible.
Enjoy your paperwork, detective.
It's incredible. She's so much like him. You, look like you lost something. Need any help? What? Oh, hi. Lost something? No, nothing.
Are you sure? I can find anything, as long as it can be expressed in a really rudimentary nonogram.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just, cool. I'm so cool. I'm trying to go to the men's room. You heard about my dick problem before. I thought you said you weren't looking for anything, though. Guess I did. Anyway, I'll just be, Well, that was weird. Why can we still talk to him? Save the game for this one. make sure that's saved. I think I'll leave this as our background music for outro to stream. 28. Yeah, it's written all not American style, so my brain doesn't process it as good. Yeah, just double save. Who cares? The interface on this game sure could use some help. I'm not gonna lie about that. I won't mince any words there. That could definitely use some help. Oh, actually, wait. This game has like... No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll leave it. I hadn't heard of wood euphemism being used until Arcadius mentioned it, huh? Do they not do that in the UK? That's a thing. That's a thing here. Yeah, I mean, I don't 100% know how predictions work because I've used them so rarely. I don't think I've ever voted in a prediction, and I've used them very infrequently on my own channel, and I'm interested in doing more of them. But I think it may be possible that like it requires more than one person to vote on them. I don't know what the minimum threshold is to start like tweaking the odds. But I also think that if my guess, I don't know this to be true, but my guess is if like one of the two options is really disproportionately weighted, it affects the payout. Like you probably get a better return if the two are like different. Like basically if 10% of chat votes against and 90% vote for and I fail the task, then the people who pressed X to doubt get a better payout, I think. Consider you had a teacher named Woodcock, you're shocked you didn't hear jokes about that. Well, that's just a birding term, Neko. That's just for birding. I don't know why anyone would find anything strange about that. If you have questions about birding terms, my sister's been streaming a lot of Wingspan, I think it's called, the bird game, and like fully half of the birds have like naughty sounding names. And there's lots of, you may have seen them circulate at various points, but like there are lots of memes online about like bird watchers really just casually naming birds like this, and it's just like a list of like just like real euphemisms, just like absolute, just doesn't sound like it could be casual conversation at all under any circumstance. But yeah, I mean that is actually pretty good evidence that that wood euphemisms are not present in the UK, though. But yeah, Ice Bunny, who sometimes here in chat, really likes to mess with the auto mod on my sister's chat when she's playing the bird game, because if you just type the names of words in the game, it sure seems like you're trying to cheat. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Murder by Numbers. Like, I'm having way too much fun with this case. Like, the last case was fun. I'm enjoying this one a lot more, to be honest. And it may have something to do with all those dick rumors. I can neither confirm nor deny the dick rumors. But I do love a good euphemism or two, and we found about 80 during the course of this casual stream, so like that's happening. But like honestly, I'm just like really happy with the level of difficulty of where the puzzles are at compared to like where my ability to solve the puzzles are at. Like when I was solving the ones at the end of the first chapter, those felt like they were beyond my range, but like I feel like I'm like right where I want to be right now, and I feel good about that. Oh, that's good. Do you have any recollection of what the thing was that was happening in the game, or what I said, Crit Twitch, when I got you on your call? Yeah, you get. I mean, there's a lot of there's a variety of tit birds in bird watching, and those are all very real, very professional scientific terms. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like the fact that the scout memory puzzles are optional. Like, I assumed they were harder. I just mean that, like... All I mean by that is just that, like... It's not that those were unsolvable to me, but, like, I was enjoying them a little less, even though you get, like, a pretty good sense of accomplishment from, like, solving a puzzle that feels a little too hard for you. But, like, just feeling like you're on top of it the whole time, like, is a different kind of enjoyment that, for some reason, is what I'm into today. And so I was enjoying the fact that, like... Most of those puzzles, even like the ones that had like a bit of a slow start, I feel like I was picking up pretty quickly. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I don't know if we're gonna pull the same trick as the last case, where like right now all the evidence points to Bobby. but like maybe he's not really it. I will say that I'm suspicious of the lady because she seemed to go out of her way to avoid telling us useful information about those dick rumors. But I don't know if that actually implicates her in the murder. I mean, the fact that there was, like, whiskey in the hip flask, like, oh, that adds up. I mean, that is very suspicious. But yeah, we will be back next week. Next Friday, we'll have some more AI The Somnium Files. We just completed the Mizuki ending to the game. And I think that means that we'll be picking up from the other branch of his story. We'll have to take a look at the timeline. But like we'll have to go back and visit some Somnium or some dead end branch. We're zeroing in on the end of the game, but we got some time left still, which is good because the sequel isn't out yet, and I don't know. Maybe we'll actually time it perfectly. Maybe it'll be so good. But in the meantime, there's one final thing to do before we conclude the stream, and that is to locate the secret Squirtle. Now, somewhere on this couch behind me, I've hidden a Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, that one's not a secret. Beyond that, anywhere you can see. And of course, the reason why you'd seek to find a secret Squirtle is that doing so is rumored to be an omen of good luck. So I'll give you all a moment to consider that while I drink some of this 100% juice apple. And I'll give you it's probably not going to apply next week, but I encourage you all to consider some voices for me to try doing the next time we have a character introduced. As always, I cannot guarantee I can do them, but I can try, and it will probably be unpleasant if I fail. But while everyone thinks about that, I just want to say thank you to everyone for hanging out. I know that Murder by Numbers is a bit of a weird one because it's a little trickier to interact with directly, at least for large portions while I'm just puzzle solving. And even if you wanted to try and backseat, oftentimes the lag in chat makes that, like, tricky at best. But I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I hope you are too. I know some of you have mentioned going out and playing, like, nonogram games in your own time, and I think that's great. I think one of the highest compliments you could pay to a streamer is that you see them do something and you're like, well, I want to do that too. It just means that they're doing their job and showcasing that, like, you can have fun playing the game. As opposed to the job that I normally do, which is playing a game that I think could be bad and it turns out to be bad, and then I try to make fun of it or something, or have a good time making fun of it with chat. Oh yeah, Crit Twitch, are you not familiar with Clawsome Carlos? Oh, well, we're bringing Carlos pretty close to the camera tonight. That's what we're doing. Carlos has changed my life. He's opened my heart to love in a way that I did not know was possible pre-Carlos. Well, let's take a look at some guesses. The first one there is Hollow Knight, sure. So under Hollow Knight, behind Carlos, behind Pusheen. Well, I'll show you. If you haven't taken a close look, I'll show you why. Because Carlos is a guess, and we'll start there for convenience sake. So here's Carlos. Just for demonstration purposes. Oh dear, I've toppled it. Hiding behind Carlos was, regrettably, not a Squirtle, but a Ninja Turtle. So this is Carlos. He's my very beloved crab son. And he's a very special, because they make just a regular crab, who just has, like a crab stomach. But this is a very special one because he has like a special Valentine's edition that says Clawsome on it, and he's got a little heart. And I love him so much. I love him he's very good. Okay, other guesses. First one was under Hollow Knight, perhaps hiding behind another Squirtle, which has been known to happen. This time around, however, just propped up on this visible Squirtle's back. And as a bonus, I will reveal no super secret Squirtle hiding under that Squirtle eye. There's a guest behind Pusheen, Narwhal Pusheen. And hiding back there was our distinguished gentleman narwhal friend with his monocle and his big mustache, but not a squirt. Let's see. I think those were all the guesses. Yeah. So I will reveal that this time the secret Squirtle was hiding in a place I wasn't sure if anyone would know to guess. Secret Squirtle was hiding under Winnie the Pooh and in the weird slot concealed by the back of this Hollow Knight themed treasure grove. Sometimes you can tuck stuff away back there, and this time it was a whole Squirtle. I feel like if Gentleman Narwhal was explicitly British, he would either have a small cup of tea or tea bag in his hand, or a top hat. I feel like that would definitely put him over the top hat. Oh, I didn't see your last second guess there, Neko. But no, in fact, I don't think I hit anything behind Naomi today. She's up against the couch. I thought I did consider hiding it behind Naomi again, just because I didn't think anyone would guess there after making it so obvious yesterday. Yeah. I'll be honest, there's a part of me that like wants tiny hats for like a lot of my plush friends. This feels like a really bad use of time and money is to try and like commission or create those hats. So I have not done it so far. Like, part of me wants like a little fedora to match the secret Squirtle emote to put on one of the Squirtles, but I don't even, like, it wouldn't fit on more than maybe like 2 of them. They're all different sizes. But there you go. That is our stream for this evening. As I said, I hope you've enjoyed another round of Murder by Numbers. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I hope you still are. Next week, like I said, we'll be back with AI on Friday. 6 p.m. Pacific, where we will embark on a new story after finishing the storyline where we have our closest relationship with Mizuki leading out of that game. And next week we'll pick up this investigation where it seems like we're poised to accuse Bobby Brains? What the heck's this guy's name? Bobby something. Who cares? Bobby did crimes. And he has dick problems. I feel bad for him. But that'll do it for this stream. So thanks very much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, especially if you're here in America, where it's a holiday weekend, which is very exciting. But regardless, stay safe, and hope you have a lovely week ahead. Take care, everybody.